What's going on, guys? This is the all-purpose champ, aka the king of content, aka I'm a cowboy. This is the reason why you should check out this channel. So let's go.
Most important thing about the channel is it's a everything channel. So make sure you check out all of the playlists. I have product review videos, vlogging, movie reviews,
How-to videos and gaming videos.
I make videos called Trash Talk 101 where, well, you guessed it, I talk trash or rebuttal back to someone who talked trash to me. Shows and podcasts.
And more!
I have over 1,000 videos, over 50-something playlists, and every single video on my channel is assigned to a playlist. I want to thank everyone who ever came to the channel and watched a single second of any video. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And with that said, and now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.
What's going on, guys? So today we're going to put the games down and we are going to discuss some different topics, and we're going to go over relationships. Now, the cool thing with the King of Content show is we could talk about anything, but I'm a gamer, so I love to do a lot of shows on gaming. But if you ever catch the Sandie and Anthony show on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, you will see that we talk about everything. I mean, last week the show was called Sex Talk. I mean, it was risque, but it was cool. So, yes, not for children. But today I wanted to go over some stuff. You know, it's a new week. It's a new year. So, guys, let's have some talk. So we got my guy Michael Pannon in the building. Windstar is in the building. And again, anybody could join the show by just clicking on that link. So with that said, let me just explain a couple things for the new people. One, when I got the cowboy hat on, you know, the cowboy is ready to entertain. Two, guys, when I game, I'm the all-purpose champ and I'm ready to beat anybody. And three, I'm the master of vlogging. So you might see me walking around my house like this. Who else does that stuff? I don't know anybody. You know why? Because I'm here to entertain. I'm not just here to play games. I'm not just here to talk about video games. Guys, I'm here to entertain. So with that said, now that you guys know, if you add those three things, you get the king of content. That's right. So, oh, hold on. Mr. Urban World's in the building. This guy. Who let him in the building? Rats. All right. Well, anyway, guys, with that said, let's get the show started. Now your mama knows.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon!
Woo! What's going on, everybody? I am here in the building. Hide your wife, women, and children. And I'm ready to have a conversation, man, about relationships in 2022. So what does that mean? Why did he say relationships in 2022? Well, newsflash, it's 2022. So any relationship going on right now is valid. But I want to hear from everybody, whether you're married, got a girlfriend or boyfriend, whether you're single. Guys, let's just talk about relationships in 2022. So, with that being said, I'm going to have my first guest on the show for this evening, the man without no introductions. He got some stuff cooking and he's going to wow the world with his honesty and authenticity. This is my guy, none other than Chris GameOver Klimax.
But I hope I never see you again. Soon.
My partner in crime for the unreal stories. Do you believe?
Oh man, we need to do another one of them soon.
Dude, we need to set it up.
Yeah.
We should do one this week.
But I was telling you that world of Mr. Gray's got me all twisted on these ghost videos now, man.
Yeah.
He's debunking everything.
Bro, I've been debunking stuff before him, all right?
I know.
Some nonsense, man. Let me get into the. So how you doing first before I get into the comments? How you doing, man?
Yo, doing real good, man. I'm sore as fuck. I kind of jumped the gun this morning. I went for my exercise. I got up at 4:45. I went outside. It was about a mile away from my house, and I instantly regretted it because it was about 10 degrees with the wind chill. Bro, normally, like when I did this last year in January, and everybody's like, why are you going to start exercising in January? Well, I'll tell you why. I feel like, hold on, let me turn this game off. Okay. So the reason I do it in January is just kind of for motivation, right? And I go for walks, right? I'm training for a marathon. I'm going to run a 5K by 2023. I know.
Nice. Okay.
So I like going out in the cold because A, it gets you moving. You know what I mean? And B, it's harder. So yeah, man, I went out there this morning. I could only do 4 miles though, man. See, when I started this last year, I wasn't as heavy as I am now, but I didn't go out there and instantly do 5 miles on my first day, right? I was maybe doing 2.5, 3, and I got out there this week on my first day, tried to do 5. Second day I did 5. Second day did 5. I was planning on doing 5 this morning, but let me tell you, when I woke up this morning, my legs were stiff.
Dude, that's why I said in my video.
You're 100% right. Yep.
Yeah, man.
More than I could chew, and I regretted it, right? But so I'm doing 3 days on, 1 day off. Tomorrow's my day off, and I'm going to edit some videos tomorrow.
So you want to give the people a little taste of what you got coming?
Oh, no, man, not yet, but okay. I am vlogging this entire journey.
Well, that's what I mean. Just explain to them what you got planned.
So I'm vlogging this entire journey with three goals by 2023. Okay. First goal is get to my goal weight of 225. Second goal weight, run a 5K by 2023. And goal number 3, and I don't know if y'all notice this, but my teeth are jacked up.
Okay.
And I'm getting them fixed as soon as possible. And as a matter of fact, my first dentist appointment is tomorrow. Nice. So I got that done. Yep. So I'm going to vlog the entire thing, and I hope to hit all 3 goals, man. So
that's what's up. Well, let me get into the chat. Let's see. My guy Hoults is in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Ermeral, as usual, he is here talking some trash about everything that has nothing to do with nothing. My guy Mayne Games is in the building. Windstar is in the building. He said, "Sheesh, that's cold." Yeah, man. Let me see. Oh, he said, what's the starting weight?
Well, check this out. 2 weeks ago, I was 288. I stepped on the scale this morning. I was 281.
Okay.
Did I lose 7 pounds in 3 days? Maybe, but it's pretty much water weight. I'm sure that
probably 5 of it is water weight. But
yeah. So that that comes off instantly. Plus, I've been fasting 16 hours every day for the last 3 days too. So
nice. Oh well, that definitely helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And intermittent fasting, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
16 hours on, 8 off that I can eat.
What are your hours? When do you start eating?
Okay, so as a matter of fact, you were the one that got me into fasting, bro.
Yeah,
I remember correctly. A couple years back, you got me into this.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I tried, like, Aunt, this is so hard. I want to eat. I can't stop thinking about it, bro. Now I can do like 20 hours, no problem. But I like to have a majority of my fast done while I'm sleeping. Correct. So I do 8 p.m. till noon the next day.
Okay.
Nothing to eat but black coffee and water.
And that's the most popular time. People do 8 to 12 to 8. That's usually. I originally I was doing 1 to 9, and I realized that because I stay up later, but just it seemed like 12 was just better for me, and I ended up going to 12. So we got Cloud Gaming Xtreme in the building. Let me tell you something, Ace. I was driving to work today looking for your podcast, and I'm like, yo, where is it? I was like, oh, that's right. They said they didn't do one this Saturday. Man, yo, Vet is in the building. So what's up, Cloud Gaming Xtreme? Hoults said, so that's 20 stones here. Okay. And
we don't weigh things by stones, man. We pound.
Everyone in the chat today, we're not doing any gaming, and Ace knows this. A bunch of you guys know this, but I do other content than gaming, but typically it's usually later on. It's Thursday nights at 9. But why not, right? My channel, Now Your Mama Knows, I can do whatever. I got the freedom. So I figured, you know what? Let's start off 2020. It's Monday. Kick this thing off with something different. So let's talk about relationships. Now, we're just going to talk about relationships in general, maybe what make things work, maybe what you realize made things didn't work for you. I personally am on my 3rd marriage. If you guys didn't know, my wife, Sandie, is my 3rd wife. So I got a little bit of knowledge when it comes to relationships. So guys, check it out. As usual, right there is the link to join the show. So all you guys got to do is click on that link, whether on your phone or you're on whatever, and it'll pull you into the show like my guy Chris right here. So don't be afraid. Jump in there. I know Hoults, you usually jump in if you like. Ace, jump in if you like. I believe you're married as well, so it'd be cool to talk to another married guy. My guy Chris said, I'm not joining. I got nothing to talk about. Say, hey, it'd be great to talk to singles as well, So thank you for joining. So Chris, let me ask you this. First thing first, if you don't mind, anything you don't want to touch.
I'm an open book, bro.
Cool. Why are you single in 2022?
Why am I single in 2022? That's a loaded question, bro. Why am I? I don't know. I was with a girl for 8 years. And in the last year, it started getting kind of ugly. I mean, and it takes 2 to tango, right? So I wasn't perfect. She wasn't perfect. And I guess it was never meant to be, man. And then 2 Augusts ago, we split up. So okay. I was probably an asshole. But see, I'm like, I don't know. Plus, I think she had somebody in her back pocket the other time, because when we broke up, like 2 months later, she was with somebody new and rubbing it in my face on Facebook too. So, well,
here's the thing.
That's when I'm like, block.
Listen, having somebody in your back pocket can make you not have the fear of loss, right? So when you're in a relationship, if you don't have that fear of loss, then I'm not gonna say you don't care about the other person, but you're just kind of, nothing's holding you. Like my wife now, right? I don't feel like I could start over anything, right? If my house set on fire, I should get another house, right? If that's what I got insurance for. It doesn't matter. My son asked me the other day, or a couple months ago, if the house set on fire, what would you grab? And I used to be like, I'll grab my PlayStation, or said nothing. He said, what?
My wife.
I don't care about anything, right? I could rebuild it. I could get it again. Now, relationships are tough when you find someone that you feel like you're really compatible with. But can I meet another woman? Of course I can, right? But I would have the fear of, man, my wife, over the time of learning myself and what I want in a woman, she has a lot of what I want in a woman. So I'd be like, man, it'd be tough to get someone to be like her on all those levels. But I wouldn't doubt myself that I couldn't. Or maybe I'm gonna meet somebody that won't meet up to what she does on a certain level. But that person still could fulfill my happiness, right? So with that said, we're gonna bring in the man that knows everything about relationships because he knows one of the top components, and that's the man, the myth, the panty dropper, your boy, my boy, Suave Polo, oh God, the Klimax. Oh, God. What's up, Suave?
I don't know, man. I'll let you know. Man,
Man, to give you an entrance, you know.
You are something else, man. What up, Chris? How you doing, brother?
What's up, man? I'm doing good.
What's going on? Why are you looking sad? What's going on?
Oh, I'm a sad person, bro. You don't know?
Bro, we finna brighten you up today,
Chris,
man.
changing that.
We finna brighten you up. Dude,
I'm long gone, bro.
Let me ask you guys a question because based off of something Ace put in there. So Ace said, do you really have knowledge about relationships if you've been in your third marriage? So do you guys think?
I would say so.
Okay, and
I'd say you have more than enough knowledge.
And Suave, you?
Well, that's one of the main reasons why. The second main reason why I came on here, I started coming out. It's been a long day. I was just about to lay down, just relax. But man, let me come on here and support the boy. So life is about trial and error, you know.
Correct.
You're not gonna find the right one just every time, you know, your first pick.
Correct.
And, sometimes, man, you meet people that don't match with you, and you learn from that. So I would say that him going through, you know, his third marriage, man, he's definitely in a good place now. He loves his wife. They've been together for over 10 years.
Right.
You can't experience tops all that. You know, you can't. No rookie can come to me and say, "Hey, this is how you find your wife," and he's never been married, not once. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about experience, man. So throwing that shade, that's a low blow, bro. You have to go that way. You know, this is supposed to be
he likes to troll me. I like to troll him on his show, so it's all good.
Oh, okay.
So Hoults said he'll be jumping in soon. Alex, man, I don't even see you no more. My guy Nimbus Cloud Gaming. What's up, man? Windstar, listen, bro. I know you got a young son or a young kid. If you want to come on here and drop some knowledge about relationships, man, just know that the link to the show, and this is for everybody, bam, is right there. It's pinned, so just jump in here. So let me ask you guys this. So Suave, you oh wait, let me get the Ace. He says straight trolling. Yeah, I know, Ace. I know, man. I know. But that's a good question though, because that brings up you know, because there was times where I told my kids, right? They're like, oh, well, can't nobody tell me nothing, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, so if you walk past a crackhead and he said, don't do crack, you wouldn't be like, I ain't listening to you. You'd be like, oh, right? So speaking of that is none other than the troublemaker, a.k.a. the sheriff, Ace of Cloud Gaming Xtreme. Sheriff, I don't never go on your show and start trouble, ever.
Yeah, you know, I gotta give it back to you, man.
I didn't know.
One time was starting trouble on the show.
Yeah, you know, I gotta bring it back to you. Every show I have, you always say something, so I gotta come back at your show, man. What is good, man?
Now, hold up. Here's what's interesting. You are a therapist, correct?
Yeah.
And Suave is also a therapist. So Chris and I might just leave the show and let both Dr. Phil and Maury just do the thing, you know?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Marriage?
Huh?
Is this your first marriage? If you don't mind me asking.
Yes, my first.
Okay,
yeah.
So first of all, you got no knowledge in this, so I don't want to hear from you.
10 years, bro. 10 years, man.
You've been married for 10 years?
10 years, man.
Relationship for 10 years.
Married 10.
Awesome, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
And you look young. Would you get married in high school?
Close to that, yeah. No. I'm not telling you my age, man, but yeah, 10 years.
He be sneaking for that information, boy. He be fishing. He be fishing, boy.
So I'll make a whole video on Ace. I'll find your age out.
I know you will. That's why I'm gonna tell you my age, bro.
Yeah, man. You look young, man. So I'm just thinking like 10 years. Wow.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah.
So, what do you think, Ace, you could say, and I'm going to ask all of you guys this too, and Chris, you could chime in. What is a really, and I don't want to say one thing, let's not limit it to that, but what's a very good component that allow you to have a long-lasting marriage?
Oh, fucking honesty, man. I just had to get that right out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's all about personality, man. So I think Suave, I hope I'm saying your name right. You came on the Sandie and Anthony show and you were talking about infidelity and how that is, big up there when it comes to like couples divorce and then staying together. There are several components, right? Sex being one, communication, finances. I think something people fail to talk about is like compatibility, personality. If couple's not compatible, then definitely working on compromising in areas to accommodate the other person's areas of weakness or whatever the case might be. Because like me and my partner, completely different, dude. Like she's loud, she's outgoing, she is, party like, and I'm more low key, more mellow. But there are things that she enjoys doing that I'm just like, yo, no thanks. Like she's all about like going out with her girls, social life. I'm more of like, yo, give me my personal space, let me game, let me create content. But we're different, right? And we have to acknowledge that. Like she comes and she's like, yo, I want you to be more social, more out, more extroverted, like, and tries to force that upon me. That's just gonna like make me bitter. And I can't expect the same for her. Like, yes, we can try to find like a middle ground. If I come to her, I'm like, yo, you gotta stop partying as much as you gotta stop going out with your girls. That that's like changing her personality, and do that like for a long time. The resentment builds to where that can start causing issues in your relationship. So like accepting the person for the personality, definitely work on compromising. And yeah, man, get to know your person, get to know what makes them happy, and work towards that.
That's great.
It's not as complicated.
So by the end of this show, we're gonna have Chris ready to be in a relationship tomorrow.
No, it ain't happening, bro.
Suave, what about you, man? What's some things you could say that attribute to you having a long-lasting relationship?
Well,
a lot of money.
No, man, that's some serious stuff.
Am I lying?
Suave, your mic.
I think I disagree with you, Chris.
Yeah, I'm there lining up at my door.
Well,
money only goes a long way, man.
It can go a real long way if you got a lot of it.
I'll tell you, I have friends who have a lot of money and they're not happy in relationships, man. Just tell you that much.
That's a misconception, man. Money is only material. Money's only used. That's a whole nother subject, though. But I disagree with you, Chris. It's the whole point. I don't think money is a huge factor.
I've been poor all my life, so I'm just saying.
But give us Suave, you from your experience, what are some things you feel helps like you and your relationship, a long-lasting relationship?
Well, you have to accept people for who they are. Like when you're in a relationship, and let's say you're dating them before you even get to marriage. You're dating them. In that process of dating, you're learning about that person. So at that moment, if that person is not what you want to be with, then you shouldn't continue dating, because if you're looking for that long lasting thing, the same things that Ace was saying, with one person bring into it, don't expect to, okay, now we're married, we got to change. You got to change all this stuff because they're gonna rebel. Same thing as you. Like they're trying to change you, and you're doing your typical things. You're gonna rebel. I think communication is a great key thing. Um, Trust, you know, once you get that, man, that trust and communication, I think a lot of things will start falling into place. You already have the love there. I mean, we're talking about long lasting things. So, um,
Just wanted to
okay.
put his thing up.
Oh, okay. I was reading that, bro, but okay.
There we go. Sorry, my bad.
No, you good. I mean, I thought you was gonna say it, but yeah,
Yeah,
I think that communication, man, and trust. When you build those things, you have to build on everything. If you want to have a good relationship and a long-lasting relationship, you have to be willing to build on things. And it takes two people working together. One person can't do it. You both have to continue to work together. Am I wrong, Ace? I mean, that's
Yeah,
how
no,
we do in the therapy, man.
absolutely,
You don't
absolutely.
promote.
I
Like
agree.
I promise you, any therapist, regardless of what field they studying in, if they coming with if it's a situation between two different people, we're never gonna be like or promote you should separate from that person or you should divide, create
Yeah,
division. We would
yeah,
never do that ever.
yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what's up. So, let me move to Chris. Chris, you want to add anything else besides trust and money?
Nah.
All right. I will say this.
Can I ask Chris a question?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Chris, so what is your because there's a reason why you feel this way. Why do
Yeah.
you feel like trust and money is high up
Well,
there?
I was just fucking around with money. I don't really mean that.
Oh, okay,
Trust
okay,
is a big
okay.
thing. Trust is a
Well,
big
but
thing.
Hoults does. Hoults said I feel money is a huge driving factor for many.
Yeah, if
I think
money's if
look,
money's
I
your
think
whole
looks is a
basis for
driving
life,
factor.
So, so, so to say something about money, like I stated, there are, five pillars when it comes to, divorce and relationship or separate. Money is one of those, right? So if you have in a relationship one person that's a spender and one person that's not a spender, right? That that can bring a lot of conflict, right? So think about like a spouse like wanting to build their savings and the other person's like blowing it, right? And there's no communication about that. Frustration, happens, and like resentment happens because of that. But again, that's where communication comes in, right? If one party in the relationship is not liking the way the other person is spending money, have that conversation like, yo, you need to you're spending too much here. Let's talk about this. Can you spend less, right? And like I discussed earlier, find that middle ground of I see. I'll tell you, like my wife and I situation. I'm the spend in the relationship. You see me with my tech. She's the
Yeah,
saver.
I see all the videos.
Yeah. She loves to save. Like if I have money, it's gone. Like it's going straight to tech, right? So a conversation that we had to have was, all right, let's find an evil ground here, right? Right. So this might sound sad, but we came to the point where we had to like make an allowance budget for me. So like every month I get like playing money to play around with tech, right? So I'm not gonna name the amount, but I get a certain amount to where I get to put that, towards spending on whatever I want. And so now she's okay with that because our
Yeah,
monthly
that must be nice.
income, yeah, our monthly income covers a lot we can save, and then I have play around money. But think about this though, if that conversation never took place, right? Just resentment will continue to build to where one day she was like, you mother effer, you need to stop spending. And you know what I'm saying? Like fight. But the fact that she was uncomfortable with it, she shared that, we're like, all right, let's find the evil ground here to where you happy and I'm happy and we all happy, So again, finances is a huge deal in relationships, but if you're able to communicate and have that conversation as to, right, let's find the middle ground here. I feel like, both parties can be happy. But again, conversation is key, man, and that can help a lot of the relationships.
So let me jump in there. So my thing is this. I think Ace, you were hitting on something for me in the beginning, and I want to back up, right? So we're saying a lot of good things when you're in a relationship, but one thing you were talking about is even if you're looking to meet someone, right? And chemistry, right? Personality is what I'm gonna go on because I love that you brought that up. So I was married 3 times. So my I was in high school, met my kid's mom, and she was in middle school. We started dating, right? We grew up and became different people, right? So we got married. I was 18 years old when I married her, right? So we just grew up and we wasn't even adults. Well, I was, 18, right? So that's nothing though, right? In the grand scheme of things. So my second wife, I'm partying, I'm clubbing, and she was the nice goody girl, I was the third boyfriend she ever had, right? But again, Suave was picking up on this about look. She was really attractive, and I married her because I wanted what she had. She was a family person. She lived with her mom and her dad. So I wanted her family values, but I was still clubbing and partying, right? We would go to a club together and take 2 cars because I would stay all night and she would leave early because she had to go to work in the morning. True story, right? So, so my wife now, she met me when I was engaged to that girl. So we was friends. So she actually, I call her the blueprint sometimes. She knew everything about me and I knew everything about her because we was friends. So then I get married and then I get a divorce like less than 2 years later, right? And then almost a year later, we meet back up and we start dating. So I say all this to say this is that I knew her personality and she knew my personality. I actually knew things about her when I didn't look at her as a love interest, and she knew things about me. So sometimes Suave was hinting on, we might see the big butt and be like, man, if I had her, I have everything I need. But no, you wouldn't, because Ace hit on the personality. Because my wife and I, sometimes I say our greatest asset is we're similar, right? She might say like, hey, what you want to watch? I want to watch this. She like, cool. Hey, do you want to go here? I want to go there. Cool. Like we agree with a lot because our personalities are similar. So that helps us out in a lot of arguments. So I feel like we need to pay attention to the people we want to date. Like sometimes, especially as guys, we want to date women for the craziest reasons, like the big butt, or maybe she got a lot of money. But you guys talk about spending habits, right?
Yeah.
If we knew each other personalities, we would realize, oh, you know what? She's a spender. So maybe we don't have money now, like Chris was saying, right? I never had money. But at one point you might have money, but you will kind of know her traits, Yeah. So it wouldn't be so much of a shock, like, oh man, she's a spender. You'd be like, man, if she had money, she'll be a spender. So that's some things I learned over the years is paying attention to a person's personality and how it matches mine. I'm sure you guys heard of the 5 love languages, the book, right?
I like that, yeah.
So that helps a lot. But we're gonna bring in a guy right now.
Yeah, let me say something. Bring him in, but let me say I gotta get going soon. But you were talking about personality, and you're right on, dude. Like I can't stress it enough, right? I mean, you can have a lot more fun with a spouse that has similar interests with you. Like when I do premarital, couples counseling, you were talking about the book, The 5 Languages of Love. I don't know if you're familiar with like personality tests, like the Myers-Briggs test, or stuff like that. I feel like those things are essential because it shows you like, are you guys going to be compatible with having conversations? Are you guys going to be compatible with finances or even sex, right? Asking these questions before you commit to a marriage, right? Which is a long-term investment, I think is key. But yeah, personality is huge in relationships. And I think you're 100% right on with that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, it was a big learning point for me. I remember with my ex-wife, I used to say, man, if we weren't married, I wouldn't even be your friend. Like, how crazy is that? But for real, like after
dude.
I was like, dude, I wouldn't even speak. Like, I wouldn't even speak to you. Like, we just, So how can I even involve myself with somebody that I realized I wouldn't speak to because I was too into the material things, or she used to make a lot of money. She was really attractive, and her family was super nice.
Yeah. But let me go a step further to say though, it's doable though. I don't know if you've heard of like arranged marriage. My wife is Indian, right? And in her culture, arranged marriage is huge. So arranged marriage is two people getting together that they don't know each other, right? But they make the marriage work.
Right.
And they make it work by truly getting to know the person, spending time, right? And again, a lot of compromises, giving up stuff that you were interested in to make the other person more comfortable. So it is doable, but it's a lot easier, right? If you find someone who has the same personalities. Anyway,
arranged marriages, people know what they're going into. Uncharted territory. So it's like old fashioned. My old fashioned say, I'm not getting divorce isn't in my thing. Like, so
right.
Get into that, I'm sure.
Right.
So they say divorce isn't on the table. Arranged marriages is kind of the same way. That what you're getting into is uncharted territory, and you're gonna try to make it work regardless. So. But hey, coming in here, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell the people where they can find you, man. I mean, everybody knows who you are.
Cloud Gaming Xtreme. Check us out. We have a lot of cool things coming this year. So, yeah, check us out.
Podcast this Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yes, sir. It's back on this Saturday.
Wait a minute. Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. The Q&A.
So we mixing that up, man. We're gonna have kind of questionnaires. You guys see us posting out forms. Check out our Twitter. So we're gonna gather everyone's questions because we hear some people can't make it around that time, and just a lot of unanswered questions. So this gives everyone an opportunity to ask the question, and then we'll make a VOD video that we're gonna be premiering at that same time. So that way, people who can't make it, they can still get to ask the questions. But,
when I read that earlier, I wasn't sure if you was not going to do your thing and substitute it. So that's what you're saying. At 3 p.m., you'll put a pre-made package video of
exactly.
Nice. So then I can't troll you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. You still have the podcast for that, though. But yeah, man, appreciate you. We'll continue watching for sure.
All right, man. Take care.
Right. Peace out.
Well, when one man leaves, another man enters. This guy is the newly amazing recording artist that's been going back and forth with Windstar, my guy, Mayne Games. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You know what? You were the first person who said you would come on today, so I want to thank you for that, and I appreciate it. And it's good to see you. How are you?
Absolutely, my pleasure, man. I'm doing well, man. How y'all doing? Everybody good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
good.
I love gaming, but sometimes I want to talk about other stuff. And usually on the Sandy Anthony show, the show I do with my wife and I, some people who don't get into gaming at all are on there, right? But I want to talk to some of my gamers about regular life stuff, right? So we might be playing a game and I'm like, oh man, that was a deep conversation we had before. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I just do this show in substitution of what I typically when I would be talking about gaming? So I want to thank you for coming on. And with
I appreciate
that said, we got another guy coming all the way from galaxies to galaxies. You might sometimes find this guy on Tatooine or in the snowy rotundas of Hoth, right? That was the planet on
Yo, just stop with the Star Wars, bro. You're not a fan, man.
Bro.
You're making the worst references ever.
I love the way GameOver. You're not even a fan. Shut up.
Like this guy. Well, hold on, guys. So imagine if we had a woman in the building who could help with some of these conversations, because we can't just let the fellas have it all. So bringing in none other than Mrs. Cowboy or Cowgirl, whatever, my wife, Sandie Beachez. What are you doing in here? I didn't even know you was going to be on here.
Showed up.
Gotta
check in on you.
It was nice having you. Anyways, so, had to get rid of her.
Why would you do that, bro?
Well, before we move forward, some people was talking in the chat, so let me get to that real quick. Ray said he would jump in, but he is driving right now. My guy Josh came in here, and he does an awesome podcast where they talk about just all this stuff. I listened to his podcast this morning. It's pretty cool. Said, now your mom knows apparently Mr. Urban. Oh, man. There you go. All right. I'm not going to read that because Mr. Urban is always stirring up trouble. It has nothing to do with the topics. But let me see. What's going on, Mike? Bruce is in the building. The guy who makes the awesome music. Let's see. He said it's simple. You're not just chasing a person. You're chasing a lifestyle.
He said choosing, not chasing.
Oh, my bad. Oh, look, I got my wife in here to correct me all the time, as usually on the Sandie Anthony show. That's what she does. Say you should be friends first. Oh, let me ask you guys. He put a question mark. What do you guys think about that? Should you be friends first? Like, do you feel like you need to be friends first in order to have a successful relationship?
Well, coming from LA, I never visit, just got the hat on. I will say that no, actually, man, I don't think that's necessary. I mean, it's good if you become friends along the way, and it's good if you start out friends. It can work either way. I don't think you have to be friends to have a good relationship because me and my wife, we wasn't friends at the beginning. We dated, and then we just kept dating, and we became friends along the way. But I have heard of cases where people start out and they're friends and they're in a relationship, and their relationship is just as fine as mine. So, and we've been together for about 10 years.
Nice.
So about 11 years. About 11 years, man. We hanging in there,
Right.
So I don't think it have to be that way. I think it can go either way, and you'll still get a great outcome.
What about you, Mayne?
I think that you can be friends with your spouse or significant other, and it still end up being a situation where you can grow apart. You can also be in a situation where you've never been friends, but like Suave said, it could work out also. So it really just depends on the dynamic of the persons that are involved and how they adapt or grow with or away from each other as time goes on.
That's nice. What about you, Hoults?
In my situation, I've dated people that have been my friend before, and it's never worked out. It's went like 2-3 years and just failed. So I'm that type of person that says, don't treat me as a friend. I don't want to be people's friends. If people want to date me or they're sexually attracted to me, just treat me as like a love interest, and that's it. Not your friends. I understand that later in life, when you've got a close bond and people are husbands and wife or partners or whatever relationship status you want to say, they're your life partner or they're your best friend. You can say that, but I don't want to start a relationship because I'm single to ever say let's be friends first and then go into a relationship. No, I don't want to be no one's friend. I don't want to be no one's teddy bear or security blanket. I want to be numero uno. I want to be that person's number attraction, and let's see where it goes from there.
So you don't want to get friend zoned.
No, that's it. Don't want to be friend zones. Don't be friends. But I can understand. I want to love this person. I want to respect this person, and these are great qualities that you can have in a friend and in a partner. But I don't want to use that word friend.
That's a good point.
Once you get in it,
Chris, what about you?
I don't have much experience in that, so I can't really answer that.
Okay, that's fair. Sandie, what about you?
Listen, I was friends with you. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Yeah. Well, I think Hoults because we could loosely say, hey, who was friends or not, but I think Hoults went deep into it, right? I think Hoults is saying, like, if he was friends with somebody for a long
time, to be on the show.
And if he was friends with somebody for a long time, and then then he decided to have a love interest, right? But I think you and me, I met you. Sandie, are you paying attention or not? I'm about to kick her off the show. Sandie. All right, she's out of here. So anyway, I could do that to my wife. But hold on.
I'm here.
All right, cool. I think what Hoults is saying is more like you've been friends for a long time, you're legit friends, and then you decided to move it further. Whereas you and I, this woman. See, this is why you don't do stuff with your significant others, because see, we're friends, so I'm gonna walk out there and punch her. and y'all gonna watch
I'll
it.
punch you in your eye.
So listen.
She got backup though. Look, I got backup.
All right, listen. I'm trying to do a show, man. You're either gonna be on it or you're not gonna be on. Don't let Brittany.
Look, I'm about to put Brittany on with y'all.
Anyway, so listen. What I think he's saying. What you and I, we met, and I thought you was attractive. It wasn't like we was just friends. We built a friendship, and then we was friends, you know. But we kind of, you know, I kind of used to flirt with you a lot. I think Hoults is saying more like they was legit just friends.
Like knew each other for like ever and was really friends, never had any interest in each other.
Yeah, I'd rather take the attraction approach now these days than ever sit there and say, oh, we've been friends for years. I think the sexual attraction wins more than ever saying, oh, I'm going out with this person because they've got a great personality or I know a secret. I'd rather, no.
Good point. Now, Mike said you should be friends, but still dating Hoults, not actually friends. Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was elaborating on. Because I guess it is a difference, you know. It's not like Sandie, you're not like you was my childhood friend and I just never had attraction to you. And then I just was like, you know what? We know each other and we get along. We should date. You know, it's different, you know.
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, so what let me guys ask you this. In situations where you have a rocky time, okay? So I'm not saying you have to be on the edge of it's over, but when things are going bad in a relationship, what are some good things that help you to rectify your relationship or stop your relationship from actually separating? Mayne, you want to tackle that first?
So I've been with my wife for about 13 years, married for going on 11 next month. And one of the things that for me, I'm not a person who runs from conflict. I run towards it.
Okay.
So if there's an issue, I want to get ahead of it before things get worse. I don't like eggshells. I don't like any of that. If I notice or if I have a feeling or a vibe, I do my best to try to address it after I've assessed it myself. And then go about seeing if there's anything that we can do, see what she's feeling, see what she's thinking, and just really talk about it and work it out. For us, we have 3 children. We have a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So a lot of instances where we've been mainly more parents first and taking that precedence has sometimes gotten in the way of our relationship. And so what we have done is we've tried to make sure that we've checked in with each other to see where we are and whether we need to step back and reassess what means most to us at that moment, and just make sure that we stay very open with our communication and very in tune with each other. And that's worked out for us when things got a little bit iffy.
That's good. Let's go to Sandie if she was paying attention.
I was paying attention.
All right. Give us what I mean, I know what you're going to say, which is great, but elaborate on how to rectify issues like before things get too out of hand and go downhill.
Listen, you just don't let too much time pass. Like when me and you get into it or something is between us, I don't like us to have too much time in between an argument, because then it gives you more room to just not want to talk to each other or not want to like deal with the problem.
That's true. I'll just elaborate on that. Is when we got together, I'm typically the person, if I'm mad, I like to be mad, and I like to, I could tend to hold grudges. So I want to be pissed off and I want to be left alone. And she would, you know, half an hour later, she'd be like, "Oh, you want to watch a show?" And I'd be like, "I don't want to watch no show." And then what I realized was, huh?
I said Sandie is me.
Yeah,
I'm over it after that.
When you were saying that, I was thinking
exactly.
But what it did is it made me realize I'm being the childish, because she let it go and she wanna just listen. Why are we wasting the whole day? That argument might have been 10 a.m. You know, you was mad for a little bit. Let's do something, right? And it would always catch me like, man, she's right. And as much as I want to hold on to being angry, I realize, you know what? I'm being that showed me that I'm being the childish one. So that does help. Suave, you want to jump in there?
How to handle conflict in a relationship?
Yeah, like you know, what's some tools that you use to, you know, rectify situations before it get too out of hand?
That honest minute.
I was about to say the honest minute.
Honest minute, bro.
You should already know.
You know.
You want to explain that to people, because it is kind of awesome. No, for real, it's cool.
it's a time where you have to just have a free space of communication and that moment where you can like, hey, let's talk about this and just be totally honest on how you feel, and the other person be totally honest about how they feel about whatever the situation is. But it takes two people to work things out. I'm more of the once you talked about it, it's done. Like easily, I can easily be done and move on from it. Um, Now, some people can't do that, but you have to have patience with your mate if that person is not like that. You just have to have patience and just be understanding, empathize on how they feel about the situation, and try not like. I mean, it sometimes. Well, I'm gonna say this because sometimes it's not apparent. I was about to say apparently, but sometimes it's not apparently. So, for example, if one person is mad and they're yelling and screaming and all that, sometimes it's not apparent to not yell and scream with them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do it just unconsciously. You're like, man, I don't want this person yelling at me, so I'm gonna yell and scream too. So I think you just have to take time and try to empathize with what's going on and try to figure out like, hey, did I have any wrong in this? And if I didn't, how did this person feel? Like, do they think that I had some kind of wrong? Did my tone? Because my wife, she would say a lot of times, and I have to empathize with her because I know that I'm a dominant man. And when things come up like finances or whatever, when I need to be dominant or serious on, my tone is different, and it may come off like I'm being rude or angry. You know what I'm saying? And when I could be just saying the same words, but we all know that we could say the same words, but the different tone you say it in can make a difference.
It's not
So
about what you say, but how you say it, right?
Yeah.
exactly. So when she bring that up, then I lower my tone and I apologize instantly. You know, I apologize about that. I didn't know that I was being like that. I didn't know I made you feel like that. Um, but this is what I'm saying. I'm simply saying that we shouldn't do yada yada yada. You know,
You looking good, boo. Sorry,
you
my
know.
wife was walking by. Hey,
Okay,
girl.
okay. But
Okay.
yeah, man, that's all I have. I'm gonna hop off, Cowboy.
Okay.
But I'm gonna still be watching, bro. I'm gonna be in that chat like a ninja. You know.
Well, listen, man. Thanks for giving me your time. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later.
No problem, man. Can you kick me off instead of me leave? Because I like it when you kick me off, bro.
I mean, I'd rather kick you off, to be honest,
Do it,
but
please,
I think
please, please.
I can only remove you, and then I think you have to actually exit.
Okay, I'll do that. But can you kick me out though?
All right, now,
There we go.
Chris,
But
you got a couple tools you want to throw out there?
I really don't have anything to contribute to this conversation. My last relationship was pretty much the only one I was ever in. I lost somebody I really loved a lot. And now I'm 46 and single, and I got to fix myself first. And that's what I'm doing this year.
Right.
So, this is a sensitive topic for me. That's why I'm not talking much. And
Okay.
that's
do,
it.
do you know what, Cowboy? I'm like you, mate. And it's like I can listen to people, but if things get heated, I think like the bigger person walks away. So I go, see you later. I turn me back and I go, I'm not allowing anyone to speak to me heated. And I know they're trying to be expression with their opinion,
Right.
but I walk away, switch the phone off for an hour or two, go silent, reflect, then come back. And then when we can talk, when it's not heated, because sometimes you can be patronizing, sarcastic, your voice can go up, you can be threatening, and you don't, like Suave says, you don't mean to. It's just going more and more heated. So I like to walk away and come back at a later time.
Yeah, and my thing is I get very agitated when I start repeating myself. Like once I start repeating myself, I get real because I realize we're not saying nothing new. And I'm like, yo, we're not saying nothing new. Like, just be quiet. And because at that point, neither person is getting through to the other person, But
and there's nothing worse when you drop a swear word in and then they swear back at you, and then it just goes. the next day you come back and go, babe, what were we arguing for?
right. Let me read
True.
Josh's thing. He said, friends equal friend zone when you're in the casual dating world. When women use the term friends, they tend to objectify your time and attention without having any romantic interest.
I think us men, we like the idea of As men, I think we like the idea of dating a friend because I think that's a great building step to go forward.
Yeah.
Where I think a woman's ideology says you're in a friend that, and then they're trying to say, I don't find you sexually attractive. I find you cute and friendly and funny, but not what I want in a partner. So
yeah, it's so funny because I'm gonna be honest as a guy, right? A girl could just be like, yo, you're my friend. And a guy sometimes we could be like, yeah, you my friend, but you be like, you know. It's crazy,
yeah.
I feel with us guys, we put ourselves in friend zone sometimes. Yeah, I want to be your friend, but we hold back by going waiting on their decision instead saying, yeah, but I find you attractive. I would love to date you more. Friends good at the moment. I'm waiting for you. And behind the scenes, there's some other guy wooing her off her feet, and you're like, oh, I'm a friend. I'll wait because you said the word friend, and like, oh, that's not the right word I should have said.
No, that's true. Windstar said he never heard of the honest minute, but that's what he ended up doing after everything calmed down. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but some of us could have an honest minute, but it ends up in shouting swear words. That could be the honest minute, and you go, okay.
Oh, you want to get an honest minute? Because I'm gonna be real honest. Let me ask y'all this, Sandie. I'll start with you. This is really cool because it's kind of like the 5 love languages, but if you could have 2 qualities that you had to have in a person, what would you want?
I guess sexual chemistry and just communication.
Okay. See how the woman brought it up first? The guys, we ain't say nothing about sex, and she bring it up first.
No, I totally agree. Sexual attraction, number 1. Some passion to better herself, so it might be like a language or some kind of skill. Must have hobbies. Must be social. I like the idea that my partner can go out with her girlfriends and other people and be more social, and then I can go out with my friends and be social, and then trust the last 5th one. So I like all that.
So what would you be if you was to coin them? Because she said sexual chemistry and communication. And what would you, if you could like?
Well, I think sexual attraction is number 1.
Okay.
Hobbies and interests, number 2. A social life, number 3. And, the other 2 what I mentioned, I totally forgot now.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we only needed 2, but that was good. What about you, Mayne?
I would also say sexual attraction, and
I know your wife walking by, you like, damn, like, come on, bro.
Listen, man, hey, we was doing a photo shoot today, and I almost put the camera down, man. I said, hey, man, listen, you have to choose for a minute.
You get an honest minute.
right. But I would say so. Sexual attraction, number 1, and I would say, honestly, for me, sense of humor. I like to laugh. I like to joke. I like to have a good time because I know I'm only here for a little bit. So I like to be able to have a good time. So those 2 are a must for me.
But that's one of the things I can't stand, when someone puts sense of humor or personality as number 1, and it's like one of the most ugliest, unattractive person in the world can have the best sense of humor.
That's true.
And you've just went sense of humor is the most attractive quality, and you're like, oh come on, that's a bit of a lie, though, isn't it? It's a stretch.
Well, no, not for me. I think for me, it's we can't always be in charge of what we are attracted to, and sometimes that could be the thing. Some people are attracted to somebody's intellect, whether or not you deem it true or not, does not mean that that's not their truth. And so for me, I think that is one of the things that I find attractive, especially in my wife. We're different in a lot of ways, but that there's this common sense of humor, this humor that she gets that comes from me or that I get with her. We look at the same thing and start laughing. It also brings us closer together, and it enhances our relationship. And I that's why I say that's one of the things that I find attractive.
Cool. And here's the thing, you got a point, because when I first met Sandie, she was like, I don't date black guys. Oh, look, we've been married for how long now?
So last week I was in the car with my sister-in-law, my sister, and my best friend, and a commercial came on, and it was a dating site where women approach men first. And it goes on for something, and at the end, the woman goes, she might even laugh at my joke. He might laugh at my jokes. So I said to my sister, my sister-in-law, and my friends, would you approach a guy first? He went, hell no. That's your job. And I went, would you ever tell a guy a joke first? I said, would you ever tell a joke first to demonstrate your humor? And they went, no, you're the ones that are supposed to be flirting, and we're the ones that be laughing. And I thought,
ooh, man. I
Well,
don't know, man.
so let me elaborate on that. So mine's is identical to my wife's. So the sexual chemistry and communication. But I think our communication is kind of like a bundle, right? Now, personality has to be it, right? Some people might just not be funny, or you might not find them funny, and somebody else find them funny. Our communication is we both talk a lot. So I'll come off like I talk more than her, but if she's around more of her people, or if we both talk a lot, right? So like our communication is that let's say when I was with my ex-wife, I would watch a movie, right? And she was really quiet and I'm always talking. So it was weird, right? So I will pause the movie and be like, oh my God, that was crazy. She's like, yo, could you just play the movie? I'm like, all right, cool, my bad, I get it. So then the movie, and I'm like, all right, so what about the movie? She's like, eh. So, but my wife and I, sometimes we'll pause the movie and be talking, be like, all right, we got to get back to the movie or the show. And we just get caught up talking, or we'd be up late at night just coming up with crazy, what if the sky was the, and so that's part of our communication is adding with it. We're very talkative, and that enhances our when we say communication, that we talk a lot, we communicate about everything. Like I'm always open to say something. As you could tell on YouTube, I'm always got to put my foot in my mouth, or I say something and people don't like it, but I just like to be honest and say what's on my mind. And it's kind of a similar thing to her. So it's pretty cool. But all right, so with that said, let me go back to the chat. I want to go back to them every so often. I know my man BigMike is in the building. He said that's Bumble, Hoults. Okay, I never heard of that one. He said
what does Bumble mean?
I think that's the name of the site you were talking about. He's saying where women meet, where women approach guys first.
Oh, was that what the advertisement was?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. He said in 2022, women shoot their shot all the time. That is a good point. So shooting their shot just means they will approach you and they will say what's up to you. So what's weird for me is I've been in a relationship for 10 years, been married for 6. I wouldn't know what to do if I was single. The dating world would be different to me because I'm not used to. Back when I was single, women kind of waited for you to say something, whereas now I do hear a lot of people say, yeah, women will walk up to you and be like, what's up?
I mean, that's great to hear. But the women I'm speaking to, they still like the idea of being chased and wooed and stuff like that, and flirting and stuff like that. They like to be the ones that are chased after. But I know there's women out there that likes to do the chasing. But in my situation, I've never seen these. Maybe it's different situations that I'm going to, different people I'm meeting. Or
you know what, Hoults? We live in a totally different country too, man.
That's it.
So sometimes people have to remember that. Like, what's cool with YouTube is we talk to people all over the world, but we got to realize there's differences. Like, I'm used to. I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey, right? Like, dude, the tri-state area, we're sarcastic. We're gonna say what's on our mind. And I had, especially a lot of the people across the pond would inbox me, Anthony, you really didn't have to say that. You didn't have to make a video and talk about it. And I'm like, man, grow some balls. But that's just how I grew up. But I have to realize not everybody's like me, So where Mike might be saying women shoot they shot, it might be a lot of people in the U.S., and not around where you live at. So
I've had people come up to me. I've come up to me in the bars and I've been sarcastic with a bit of humour. A girl came up to me in Jamaica once and said, Ben, when I can guess where you're from. And she's got, go ahead, Ben, guess where I'm from. Guessed wrong. I said, because I like you, you can have a second guess. Guessed wrong. Third guess wrong. And I was flirting with her. Because I didn't tell her the truth, I got a slap. And people were like, you're too sarcastic. And I was like, what? I was only joking. I was just building blocks before I tell her. Because 3 strikes out, I got slapped. And that's the story of my life in bars. I had the humour, I dropped the sarcasm, and I should just shut me up.
Well, you know what? You never know. You never know that person. If you meet somebody for the first time, you don't really know. So you was just shooting your shot, and the last shot, you got shot or slapped.
Hold on. Where are you from again, Hoults?
I am from the United Kingdom, Liverpool, northwest of England. So
I knew it.
England. Okay, that's what I thought about it. I would say England with your accent too. So
I was going to say Liverpool too.
We are very sarcastic here. The city literally prides itself on sarcasm. But over the years, I've learned that fighting sarcasm with sarcasm is not a good thing. So,
yeah.
So I try and step back, but I still it's embedded in my genes to have a bit of humor, a bit of sarcasm, but it doesn't usually go well for me.
And Mayne, where you live at?
I'm in Southern California. I don't know whoever it was. I think Suave said something about LA. I actually lived in Inglewood for a while, so
Okay.
things are a little different out here too.
Yeah,
A lot of the ladies here are very forward.
Okay, yeah. Suave's
Yeah.
from Mississippi, but he lives in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Okay.
currently lives in Texas. Winstar
Yeah.
said, great show so far, everyone. Thank you, Win. And my guy, Mike, you do know you can join. The link to join is in the I'm not gonna keep you guys too long on this topic, but if you wanted to jump in, the link is here. You could just click on it and jump right in. Mike is my partner in crime. We got a channel called Big Mike Little Ant. We cover a lot of movies, Marvel stuff, and that's like our thing. Oh man, ISO, the Sensua Gaming. ISO, you could jump in if you're free, man. We're talking about relationships today, no video games. What did Mike say? He said, that's okay. Yeah, that's the name of the site he was referring to. Guys, I never been on a dating site because I've again been dating Sandie for five years. Wow, 10 years. And before that, I never been on a dating site. So have you been on any both of you guys been on dating sites?
But my day of dating literally goes back to like YouTube dating like in the late 90s, because back then it was the chat and everything used to be ASL, age, sex, location, have a little bit of flair, put the webcam on, doof doof doof, shoot pictures, and that was it. That was as far as you got. So in the end, I was like, I'm not bothered with this dating site. It's just too much. Stop, start. And that's not just dating sites. Every time I go to like language exchange sites or stuff like that, it's too much. Hello, dude. And it's just the introduction part. It doesn't lead into anything. And I'm more of a video type of guy. Get to know my personality via video, but a lot of people are like, no, that's too personal. I just want to text. And I'm like, it's too much of a slow burn for me. So my dating things is just going out, living my life, and if I can laugh and joke with people in life and sort of flirt or interact with them, that's what I usually do. Go to the usual hangouts and stuff like that.
That makes sense. What about you, Mayne? Have you ever been on a dating site?
To me, no, man. I got married when I was 21. So to me, honestly, at this point, I told my wife, I joked with her, I said, honestly, since I went into this relationship so young, at this point, if everything didn't work out, I'm just being single. The hell with all that.
Gotcha.
That's too much work.
Bro,
I wouldn't know what to do.
What are you talking about?
But I'm just saying, I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, man,
I love you so honest. I got nothing to do. Just I'm staying single.
So for me, I've being that I was married, this is my third marriage. I love relationships, but I also love when I'm single. I love that thrill and that chase and the fun times as well. So I mean, if I was ever single, I don't know the date. I guess because I'm dating, it'd just be weird. But I probably would do it just to mess with girls, and I'll be one of the guys where I'm on the site. I ain't really try to be in a relationship. I'm trying to see who's free tonight. That'd probably be me. And they say there's too many people on there ruining the waters, but I could imagine why guys do that. It's like, let me get this straight. Every girl on here is single and looking for somebody. Let me get this straight. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But they're looking for a relationship. Listen, forget the relationship, but they're looking for somebody, right? Well, yeah, to be in a relationship. All right, cool.
But I think the idea there's more men on dating sites than there is actually women. I always felt like that.
Your daughter said you would just be a little hoe again.
Little hoe.
Lena said that.
He'll be a cow hoe. Not a cowboy.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Yeah, you're pretty much.
I just woke up, so
it's Anthony's daughter.
I'm like
Lena,
hearing the conversation.
If you don't know her.
No, I feel like my dad would just go and be a little hoe again. My dad was at in that stage point in his life at one point,
How do you know if I was a hoe or not?
Yeah, but the whole point is he's grown, he's developed. Here's Cowboy going, damn, that's shallow.
He'd be a more sophisticated hoe.
He'd be sophisticated.
Listen, my dad would pick them he'll pick them better this time.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute. You're just gonna landslide me. First of all, you a hoe. Listen. You only knew women that I dated, okay? when I was just messing with women, y'all didn't know that I was messing with them.
But you know what? I would be shameful at the time because my dad's like six. My dad's 68, and he still gives me dating advice. And back in my day, it was so easy just to. And I'm like, Dad, it's not that simple. Things have evolved. Well, if I was your age, I'm like,
Well, if I was your age.
Because my thing is, I was real particular when my kids was younger. I just didn't want girls around them unless they was my girlfriend. So I was like weird. I was like, yo, you can't meet my kids unless you're my girlfriend. So like it was very few girls that they met that wasn't my girlfriend, and I didn't act like anything in front of them. So she's talking about I was a hoe, like girls that I dated that you knew that I dated. So that's
Let me
not
put
a
it
hoe.
like this. So for those who may not be aware, in the Black community, we grew up with this kind of thing where if your mom or your dad brought somebody around, you knew they was dating, they called you, had them addressed them like your auntie, your uncle. This is Uncle Charles. He's hanging around for a little bit. Come say hi to Uncle Charles, and then Uncle Charles will turn to Uncle Ray, and then Uncle Ray, you be like, okay, I ain't got this many damn uncles. And why you date my uncle? Something's up.
That is funny.
Oh, my guy Crow is in the building. What's going on, Crow?
Oh God.
So Sandie and Lena, since we got two women here, right?
We got three. Brittany's here too.
All right, well, Brittany's here too. Give us some dating. Give the men dating advice. Like, what do you feel men don't do that they might just they don't know that they ruin?
I feel, guys, we should have bingo cards. So when they say something, we go, "Hey, we had that one. That was my guess. That was my guess." And let's see if we're the ideal guys.
Give us some dating tips for men from a women's point of view. So full transparency. Sandie's 38, Lena's 24. So that's a good, Lena's out there probably a hoe right now in her life.
I am not, thank you.
Because when I came home on New Year's Eve, anyway,
okay.
I'm leave it alone. So
New Year's Eve. Who the fuck was here on New Year's Eve? I don't remember.
Huh? Who called
that
my name?
Not that day.
No, Lena,
Lena,
there was a guy there, but Cowboy chased him out before you even got home. Get out my
yeah,
house.
you know what's cool, Hoults? Listen, she's an adult. I don't care what she's doing now.
Right.
For real. Yeah. But
she's in her 20s, so
she's in her 20s. Listen, I only got one kid I got to worry about now, which is my 15-year-old.
It was just Ram because
I actually got a granddaughter, man.
Really?
Yeah,
congratulations.
That is not mine.
That's not mine. Yeah. I got 3 daughters and 1 son, and my second daughter
okay, pause. I know we talking about relationships, but let me tell you something, man.
Okay.
I had 2 sons and 1 daughter. My 2-year-old is my daughter, and I love her, but god damn, is she a lot. How did you manage to do 3 of them?
So to be fair, my third daughter, when she was 3 months old, I left her life, and then I got her back at 9 years old. So I missed out on that point, but now she's at that age you're talking about. This is that age. So, but she's more like the scaredy cat, like, Now, Lena down there, she wasn't that bad, but she had a shape to her at a young age. So it's like I remember we going to like the pool. I'm like, what the hell are you wearing? She's like, she's all young, and she's like, what? This is my bathing suit, and it was like, I'm like,
you better wear this damn shower curtain.
Right. She was more of a goody girl. Now my daughter, who I have a granddaughter with, that's who I had to worry about. I'm calling her, she ain't answering her phone. I don't know where she's at, and she ended up getting pregnant when she was 17. Or she had the baby right before she turned 18.
Yeah, she was 17. Yeah.
So
congratulations, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I mean, you dads must have a hard my sister, she was a single mom raising her daughter, and I've got like 5 other brothers. So to her, it was like 6 men and a little baby. Everyone was always spoiled, and now she's at the age of 15. We're like, oh my god, what happened to this little girl? I'm like, 6 of us are bouncing around, like threatening men, doing this, doing that. She's like, you're not my dad. I'm like, yeah, we're your bloody uncles. It's terrible.
You're not my dad.
It is crazy, man. Especially with your little girl, man. But all you got to do is so where I slipped off was my daughter used to be like, I'm in the house. She would argue with Sandie has a daughter and a son. And so she would argue with my youngest daughter and Sandie's daughter. And she was older than them. So she's like, I just want to go out and need my space. So, okay, whatever, right? So then I would be like calling, she's not answering. So I show up at her job because she used to work at McDonald's at the time. And then she would be like, I'm at work. Show up, she's not at work. So I go to her friend's house. So my thing was, she was always like, I'm just trying to get out. And where I should have been like, oh yeah, because I felt like she was sneaky. I should have been like, where are you at? And every time she was supposedly somewhere, I should have showed up. Eventually I was like, all right, let me stop harassing her. She's going on and on like she need to get out. Didn't realize she was always at her boyfriend's house. So my bad thing was his parents just allow her to come over, and when she's telling me she's at this girl's house, she was at his house. And I should have just been like, let me talk to your friend's mom, but she was 17 at the time, you know. So I was like,
I know you guys, but I would like to ask chat, in a relationship scene, would you date your partner if they had kids? And where do you draw the line? Is it kids to one guy or one person, or is it multiple kids? Do you think as the multiple kids come along, do you start getting turned off by the person, or would you happily date that person?
That's a good question.
Well, I was gonna say I've actually been in that situation where the last person I recently dated a year ago, he actually had 2 kids. I mean, they had the same mom, but he had 2 kids, and his son was 6 and his daughter was 2. I think what makes things hard about dating someone who has kids already previously before you get into a relationship is the fact of the age of the children. Because what caused the issue was me being around his kids more than their mother, and their kids adapting to calling me mom. So that definitely caused an issue between him and their mom, where she didn't want me around the kids for a while, but I'm the girlfriend, and he's kind of like, well, this is how it's gonna go. So for me, I'm a person who doesn't like drama. So I'd be like, listen, it's okay. I don't gotta be around your kids. Like, we can always see each other when you don't have them. But for him, it was kind of like just the other way. But I feel like I'm like my dad. Like, we just don't like drama. So we kind of just rather stay away from it. But it definitely is a little challenging. But I feel as though if they're a little bit on the older side, then I think it'll be a lot easier. But then again, for my dad and Sandie, my dad has 3 kids who are significantly older than Sandie's 2 kids, and we all butt heads because of the age difference. So I don't know. I feel like it's different for everybody. But for me, coming from that experience, where the person had 2 younger kids, there's definitely certain boundaries you got to have up when it comes to being around that person's kids.
And my advice for any couple, real quick, Mayne, is that I used to tell my wife this, is like, when I was younger, we hated my stepdad, right? And I tried to get my mom and my stepdad to separate. One time they did break up. We felt like we won. Yeah. And they eventually got back together, right? My mom and my stepdad have been married for 32 years now. And now I'm closer with him than my mom. So as a kid, you don't know anything. And I think what parents, and this is why I gave Sandie advice too. I said, listen, we can't let our kids separate us, because when our kids get older, they're just gonna be out with their baby and they whoever and their love interests, right? And we're gonna be like, oh, we let our kids separate us. The thing is, kids are kids for a reason. They don't know much and they selfish and they want stuff. Sometimes parents will side with their kids when they shouldn't. And it's real important to say, you're a child. I'm gonna listen to the adult first, and I'm not gonna allow either kids. My kids used to hate me because I was so fair down the middle. Like they would get in trouble because I was like, y'all older than her kids, y'all know better. But they started it, and I just was like, listen, I feel like y'all are bullying them. They would be like, but you're our dad. I'm like, I don't care who dad I am. I'm not gonna allow. And my son, I'm telling you, he used to hate me. I used to be like, listen, I hope one day when you have kids and maybe you date somebody with kids, you'll see that you have to be fair. And so in the end, it made me and Sandie stronger when I was like, listen, don't allow our kids to twist stuff and get us at each other, you know, because eventually our kids gonna be grown and gone. And what we gonna, you know, it just
Yeah. I actually took 2 things. So first, to what you're saying, I even told my kids straight up. I said, "Don't ever think that you're gonna separate me and your mother because we are a team. We were a team before you. We're gonna be a team after you. So don't ever try it because it's not gonna work." So if they come and say, "Oh well," they ask me something and I see them marching straight to my wife, I'll be like, "Nope, stop. I said no, or I said this." Or if they go to her and they say, "Hey, well, Dad, can we?" I said, "What'd your mother say?" No, well, then that's what it is.
There you go.
You're not gonna split us up. So that's that, and I think that's very, very wise and very smart to do. As far as being in a relationship with someone who has kids previously or has kids, I don't find an issue with that. However, to what your daughter was saying, it could get also very tedious because of attachment. I think that the more that you're around them, whether or not you are trying to be hands-on or not, even if you're just sitting there waiting for your significant other to get ready and the kids are coming around talking to you, the more and more you interact with them, more and more over time, either they're going to become attached to you, you're going to become attached to them, or you're going to be attached to each other. And what that does is it causes some issues. Let's say it doesn't work out. Now there's the emotions that are both on the side of the children, the side of the person who's their parent, and then now you. So I think it's very, very tough to navigate. But I think that if you approach it in a way that is, I guess you could say, you could have that conversation with that significant other and say, "Listen, this is where I stand on that, and I'm going to be as friendly, as cordial as possible, but still understand that at some point you may develop feelings for those kids and vice versa."
Well,
you have
when
to also
Lena-
be aware of that going in too.
Yeah, when Lena broke up with her boyfriend, she was still seeing the kids for a little bit and giving them a birthday. Didn't you give like one of them a birthday gift or something like that?
No. Okay, so I didn't end the relationship. The other person was kind of like,
No, I'm
well,
just
the situation was tough.
the fact, but still,
But after the fact, I because the kids weren't really aware what was going on, I had already got gifts for his kids and stuff like that when it came down to Christmas and things like that. So for his son, there were still gifts coming in that weren't under the tree yet. So when I took them to him for him to, give to the children, he was more of a, "No, you can take it back because I don't want it." I'm like, "Well, it's not for you, and it's something that'll benefit your child in the long run. So you're taking it for your kids. I don't want it back. I don't want anything back because at the end of the day, I bought that out of the kindness of my heart for your kids, and even for things that I got him. Like, I don't want it back. I got it out of the kindness of my heart for you, and I got stuff for your kids. Like, I don't want any of that stuff back. I'm not that kind of person where like we break up and be like, "Nope, I want all my stuff back." I'm not that type of person. If I bought it for you out of the kindness of my heart, you can keep that. I don't want it. So when it came down to me getting stuff for the kids, his son was 6 going into school. I got him a whole leapfrog set of like the book with the pen and everything like that for Christmas, because him and I came to an agreement of like getting like educational stuff for the kids. That's what I do. So that's what I did. And he wanted me to take it all back. I'm like, "No, your son needs this for him to start school the next fall. So you're taking it. You're keeping that. And help your son learn to read and stuff like that, so that he's at that level when he gets to school." So eventually, I came to an agreement of, all right, he's going to keep that stuff and I'm not going to take it back. But he tried for a while for me to take that stuff back because he felt as though it was still going to hurt the kids. And there'll be times where like he'll call me because his son wants to talk to me. And his son had a big attachment towards me. And then eventually, like, I just had to explain to his son because he wouldn't do it. Like, "Hey, okay, so you're not going to see me as much anymore, might not hear from me as much anymore, but it's because Lena and Daddy are kind of going through a period where we're just going to be a little separated." And like his son kind of got the deal from there, but he wouldn't explain that to his kid. I'm like, "You have to, because your son's at that age where he understands." And for me, I felt guilty with the relationship ending because I had that attachment to his kids. And for me, I'm like, "Oh my God, like the kids are going to be the ones that mainly hurt from it, besides how he's feeling." Especially with his son, because his son and I had that bond and that really strong connection that he wasn't getting from his actual mom. So
it sounds like it breaks your heart the younger they are. But like my friend told me a funny story. He was dating this woman. She was a few years older than him. She was 40. He was 34, and he stayed over one night. And he went downstairs. His girlfriend made him a bacon butty, and right opposite the table there was a 15-year-old son ready to knock him out, eating his cereal, going, "You better stay away from my bloody mother, you." So I feel like you have to find a good age, because one minute they're attached to you as the kids because they're looking for parenting figures, and then when you hit a certain age, you just want to fight anyone that comes in the house. And you know at that age they can take you, and you're sitting there with your bacon butty going, "Babe, is this okay?" So
you know what? That's actually a good point, because my mother remarried when I was 17. And I'm not the kind of person that this is my thing. My younger brother is actually a lot more protective of my mother than I am. I just say, as long as they don't physically or emotionally hurt you, we good. I want you to be happy, and I understand that you deserve to be happy too. So outside of that, we're good. But one thing that I noticed is that I never got close to her husband. He unfortunately passed away in 2017. He had meningitis. But I didn't find that attachment to him because I was 17. There was nothing more that I could gain from him.
Correct.
There was nothing more relationship-wise that he could give me that I couldn't either pursue on my own or that I haven't learned already by myself.
Right.
So I understand that too. There's that aspect too. Like, well, you'll just be a person who's around another person who just happens to be married to your mom or your, So
Let me read this from Windstar. He said, "My wife, she added me on MySpace." Wow, MySpace. In high school, never talked before that, probably in 07. But after 2014, I went on a dating site and talked to her on there, and then they got together. So that's wow. So they was friends on MySpace, never really spoke. Then on a dating site, they ended up meeting each other. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, if you don't mind me asking, what are the stories about how everybody met their spouses? Anybody have any stories of crazy ways that happen?
I'll tell. Sandy, you want me to tell it, or you want to tell it?
You could tell it.
I was gonna say, do you want to hear the correct version or just the extended,
There's 3 sides of every story now. There's 3 sides.
Well, I'm just a better storyteller than her.
Before it goes, I just want to quickly say, because mine's short. At this moment, being single, my partner was born with me. It's called my right hand. So.
Under control. I love it. I'll tell my quick story. Or Hoults, you want to tell your story how you met your right hand?
I know that I just said I was born with it. That's how I met it.
No, he said he was born with it.
He said he was born with it. There's the short story.
There you go. What's going on, Dave? Dave, no gaming today, man. We are talking about relationships. And Crow said Cowboy is too old to be hoeing.
I mean, he don't look old, so I mean, if you still got it, why not flaunt it, right?
There you go. I love that, Lena. Weird that
he was like, what you say? Repeat it again.
Damn. I'll tell our quick story. So hold up, my guy Dark 1985.
Doc, what's up?
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc, man. Hey, Lena.
What? I said was hey.
Hey, Doc.
Cowboy's already flexing his muscles like Dad.
Right.
Oh, you better.
Yeah, listen. So, anyways, exactly. I'm about to come out this shirt. Like, I started working out again, all right?
Oh my God.
So, but a moment ago, I just said I didn't care, right? I don't care as long as it ain't somebody I know.
Right. You see, that's it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Not my baby.
So I went to a house party.
No, it's more Cowboy going, not my Doc. No, anyone but my Doc.
Yeah, right. No.
All right, go ahead, man.
So I went to a house party, and a friend of mine used to work with Sandie. I never met her, never knew anything about her. He brought her there, and I was like, "Oh, who's the chick? You talking to her?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Okay, she's cute." Now, mind you, I was engaged, but I was a flirt, So anyway, we were shooting pool. As I recall, I had to help her shoot pool and stuff,
You were not helping me.
You're right.
You were flirting with me, but you was not helping me.
I remember now. You came up behind me and held me like, "Let me help you shoot pool." You was like, "Boy, let me still hold you."
Just let me an extra,
okay.
So, hey, man, that's what happened. Right? That's what happened. So, anyways, but I met her at the house party. So, I thought she was cool peoples, and then I found out she worked at the mall with my friend. She did hair, so I would go to the mall, see her, be like, "Yo, what's going on?" And then I got married like a couple months later, right? So then she ended up getting a job near my job. So we used to go to lunch break all the time. And honestly, I was like, yo, man, I wish my wife was like her. In my head, I used to be like, yo, my friend is cool as hell, because we used to just laugh and joke. And my wife was just so quiet at the time, my ex-wife. So I always had a thing for her, but we were just friends. And then I stopped talking to her. She started dating some dude. You know, I'm married, whatever. And then eventually I got a divorce like almost 2 years later. And then she was still dating somebody. And then that I got a divorce March, and then by the end of the summer she was having issues with her boyfriend. I was like, listen, you know, we supposed to be together. You just she was like, nah. So then she called me one day. It's like, yeah, we broke up. I never forget, it was a Friday. I was like, yo, come over to my house, bring the kids over. So she came over, stayed the weekend, and that Sunday we made it official. And then we had to lie because she was like, I ain't trying to be no hoe, I just broke with him. So we act like we started dating a month later. So but yeah, that's how we got started, and it's been good.
Okay.
I love the way he came. So I love the way he came to your
ahead.
hairdressing place to flirt with you, just to probably get his hair cut or a wash and
Right.
blow.
No, not getting his.
And
No,
he's like,
no,
he's like,
he didn't get his hair cut. He took his kids to get their hairs cut and their hair's done.
You tried
I remember being 6 years old, sitting in a chair, and she was braiding me and my sister's hair, and we'd just be sitting there forever.
Smooth.
Good. My story's a little different. So found out that me and my wife used to run in separate circles, or the same circles at different times. So
he looks old on top of his head, Lena.
we ended up, like, let's say I was in the apartments that I lived in. She would be on the other side of the apartments when I wasn't there, and when I was there, she was gone. And we hung around the same people at school, just different times. She was actually 3 years older than me. So what happened is that I remember the first time I actually really saw her. I was walking through the quad, and I actually looked up at her while she was with a friend. And when I looked up, I saw her, and I kind of stared at her for some weird reason. Just stared at her.
Oh wow!
And I just, you know, nothing of it. Kept walking, and then a year later, she shows up at this church that I went to, and so I was like, okay. Fast forward, we did the same thing. We're in church, but hanging around different circles, and we ended up being friends. We hung out at her house a couple of times. Noticed that when everybody else was dating, we weren't dating, so everybody else was gone doing their own thing, and we was in the house always on our own. So we started to become friends and start doing more things like that. And one day, somebody came over, and they all had a party, and it was just us, just chilling. And so I made a comment and said, you know what would be crazy? She was like, what? I said, wouldn't it be crazy if we were still single within like these next couple of years, and we come back and they're still doing the same thing? She said it would be crazy. And she was like, you know what? Let's make a deal. I said, okay. She said, if we're still single in 2 years, let's date. And I said, in my head, I was like, that shit ain't gonna happen. But I was like, all right, whatever. Okay. I was like, cool. So fast forward 2 years, we were single, and she was like, "Remember what we talked about 2 years ago?" And I was like, "What the fuck you talking about?" Like, oh, I said dating. She was like, "Yeah." She said, "You single, right?" I said, "I am." She said, "I'm single too." I said, "You are?" And she was like, "Well, let's try." I was like, "Okay." We've been married ever since.
Wow.
That's cute. That's like the cutest. That's cute.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's cool, man. What date did y'all start dating?
We started dating in February, and we ended up getting married in the same year. So, same month, but 2 years later. So yeah, it was crazy how it all worked out. And I look on paper, like I was like, man, I'm never gonna get married to somebody like her, and vice versa. Like she, even to this day, she was like, she telling me a joke, because I'm kind of like, I'm an ambivert, so I can be to myself, but I can also be social when the situation permits. And so, she was like, to be honest. She was like, you're probably the closest person and the closest thing to a human cat that I've ever met in my life. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you could be cool with somebody, but only when you want to be. Like, you can take a hug if you want to hug. If you don't want to hug, you don't want to hug. And I was like, get the hell out of here with that. But she kind of right though. But we work out. We fit. It works. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
No, I love the way you. I love the way you know all the dates and you got details. Like my ex, right, we were dating for like 3 years. My last ex, and if you mentioned to us what date did you get together, we're like, I'll say it was this date, and they go, "Oh no, we were sleeping before that. We were at this party," and you go, "Oh yeah, but weren't you? Oh, you were. Oh yeah. Oh." And
That's right.
then even after we split up, it was like, "Can you remember the day you split up? Yeah, I remember having that big argument. But 2 weeks you went to that bar. We. Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
well,
That's right. Yep. That's
so
it.
See, I'm
we-
really good with remembering dates. So, like with an ex of mine
Yeah,
who
look
I'm
at
just
that.
really close with now,
Hold up, yeah.
it's crazy. Him and I had our very first date January 15th of 2013, and we didn't start becoming official till August 5th of 2013. And then we got engaged January 1st, 2018, and then things ended up not working out. So we ended up calling things off. I want to say October 23rd of 2020.
But it is a funny story in relationships.
Yo.
When I first started dating, I was the slowest person that would ever get a hint off a girl.
Oh, wow.
When these girls like me for years, we're going up as friends and stuff like that. I'm talking about early teenage years, and they were like, "Do you know what? I really like you." And I was like, "Do you?" No, broken voice. Do you? No, I was just happy with me Pokemon cards and watching the anime. And these girls, they were developed, they were older than me, and they were like, "Aren't you getting the message? I like you." And that went on for about 16, 17, and I still was immature in the head. So you have to drill that into my head until it clicked in my head that I was ready to start dating. Like, oh, I found you sexy attractive. But I remember looking back, and I was just a slow developer in that sort of mindset.
So now you're 18, Hoults, ready to take over the world, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Is that your friend Mike, right? Who
Big Mike.
He said he asked, I believe, what personality. That's ambivert, AMBIVERT. So it's like basically you're a mixture of both social introvert and extrovert.
I think when you look from that state, I was INF introvert thing or something like that. It's like there was the 16 characteristics of a personality.
Yeah. For me, I noticed that I used to be INTJ, and over
That's
time, yeah, I used to be INTJ, and now I'm more of an INTP. But I still have. It's weird how that works.
It's a funny story. So I was speaking to this Japanese girl, and great with her. Want to meet up with her in the future and all that. And she drops this test, and she was like, "We found out we have the same results." She's like, "No way, only 5% of people." Did you lie on that test? I was like, "Why would I lie?" And out of nowhere, as I found out, I started speaking to another YouTuber, and they had the same result. And then everywhere, I was finding all the 5%ers. I was like, "Are you sure we ain't getting the same?"
Yeah, that stuff is tricky, man.
Yeah,
that stuff is real tricky.
Doc said, "Bro, this is wild. I thought I had game, but I never planted a seed 2 years out. That's impressive."
You know what's crazy is that I didn't even plan on that, man. I as far as me 2 years out, we were just dating, and I'll never forget this. I'll even tell you how I proposed to her. It was the most hideous thing ever. We were eating Taco Bell. God damn. So we were eating Taco Bell one night, and we were at the table, and I was looking at her, and she's eating her food, and I kept looking at her. So I'm looking, and I'm like going through. I dumped out all the mild sauces on the table because they had like these little sayings on them at the time. So I was just moving them around, and then I found one that said, "Will you marry me?" And I was like, "This is it, right?" And so I grabbed it, and then I had never forget it, a double decker in my hand. And I had the "Will you marry me" in my hand, and I sat down, and I got up, and I got on my knee, and I said, "So listen, I'm trying to figure out the words at the time. Like I'm like, okay, you got to make this smooth, you got to make this right. This is it." So I'm like, we've been dating for a long time, and meanwhile, she just, not even paying attention, right? Don't even know what's going on. Like we've been dating for a long time, and I just want you on my team. I'll never forget that. That's what I said to her. I said, "I want you on my team." My wife to this day makes fun of me for that. She goes, "I just want you to be on my team." Anyway, so I said, "Will you marry me?" And I gave her the thing. It was terrible. She looked at it. She was like, she laughed. And first I was like, "Yo, you gonna do me like that right now, bitch?"
Dang.
And she was like, nah. She said, of course I'm married. I've been waiting a year. And I'd be like, damn, you was waiting a year to be married?
You used the Taco Bell thing.
Bro,
Did you have a ring? Wait. Did you have a ring or was just the
I
Taco
had a
Bell?
ring. I had a ring, but I used
Okay.
that to parlay that with the ring.
right.
I was like, here's the down payment. Here's the boom.
Here's the down payment. Now get the don't worry, sweetie. There's a ring at home. There's a ring at
It's
home.
coming. Hold on, give me a second. Let me put this double decker down. I got you. Just give me 1 second. And then, but I proposed with a goddamn Taco mild sauce packet.
Wow, that's a story.
Yeah, but you know what though? Even though it was cheesy and it was probably in a way she would never want it to happen, but it'll be memorable for her because he was like, "Wow, he was really that corny enough to propose to me like this," and it'll forever be a story you guys will have that she'll cherish forever.
Nothing says you're going to spice up your love life more than a Taco Bell hot sauce packet that says "I love you," isn't it?
Listen, Taco Bell still have their packets like that, so now every time she sees one, she'll always remember that day.
Listen, she should have saved the packet. She should have saved the
But
packet.
listen, I took it back because I knew it was the last mild sauce in front of a hot one, so I just let me get
Yo.
Well, here in the UK, what people usually do.
My man Dave said, prison gave me both my ex-wife and my wife. Now let me explain before y'all think.
No, you don't mean like they were in prison.
The correction officer. So he worked there.
Yeah, that's what I thought straight away. He had like some kind of big.
He's a corrections officer, and they worked with him.
That's funny though. The way he said it. Though. Taco package. Sheesh. Yeah,
Hey, you bet. Hey, don't judge me, Winstar. Okay. It was a moment in my life that was corny as hell. But listen, okay, 10 years, 11 years later.
What a lot of people in the UK call there's a pack of sweets called Haribo All Stars.
Oh my god!
There's a pack of jellies. There's a pack of jellies called Haribo All Stars Mix, and inside of it you get a love heart and you get like a little ring. And a lot of people like corny, they'll go out of nowhere, buy the jellies, and you'll propose them with the heart or the ring. Or there's another pack of sweets called Love Hearts, and it's like powdered candy, and there's a little message on top of it. But like this, like kiss me, tease me, please me, and inside there's I love you.
That's kind of like our Valentine's Day heart candies over here.
But you can buy them all year round, and a lot of people that
sweethearts, they make candies like that, and Valentine's Day, they're hearts with like little stuff on them.
Like some of the hearts will be like, "Say yes, marry me."
Yeah,
and everyone's looking for that same one that says "I love you."
Oh man, I'll pour that down. I was going like this. I was like, "Where's that damn thing? Where's it at?" There it is.
Upgraded from a crunchy taco to a chalupa supreme.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
You got all year round.
Stop touching the table, man.
All year round, when you went to Taco Bell, you're probably seeing thousands of "I love you, marry me," and on that one day, like, where are they all at?
Hey, real talk. I did. That's actually what happened because that was how I was getting like the subliminal thing. I was like, okay, maybe this time. I kept seeing him, and then that day we ended up going. I was like, where's the motherfucker? Then I found him. That's how we go.
There's man running to the desk. "I love you, marry me." And it's like the manager's like, "Excuse me, sir. I love you, marry me. I need the hot sauce."
Now, let me ask you this, Mayne. I'm gonna ask you a different question. All right, we're gonna switch it around. If you were single, right? Let's say whatever happened, you guys separated. How long? Or okay, you guys decided it's over. Like you both agree, it's over. You're not getting back. How long do you think it would take you to pursue another woman? No, okay, so it's different stages. Whether just to have fun, and then how long would it take you to pursue a woman to date her?
That's tough for me because I'm not gonna lie. Like I've never been the most the best when it came to women. I wasn't always suave or smooth or had the right things to say. I lucked up with my wife real. That's that, and I think also if I can think back to how I was when I was younger, my old man used to get mad at me because I would be walking through the mall and he would just stop me because everywhere I would look, I would just keep forward minding my business. And he said, "Do you see all them girls breaking their neck to see you?" And
your dad is exactly like mine. He used to whack me over the head. "Are you a fool? Are you paying attention?" I was like, "What?"
"You see her?" And I'd be like, nah. I wasn't ready. I wasn't paying attention. And then so I think now if that were to happen, I might end up being the same way because I'm like, well, especially after that, I need time to digest and just kind of like figure out who I am in that stage. And I probably wouldn't even be. I'd be like, man, I don't know. I'd probably have to be like, not right now. Probably stop on the forehead. Wait, just give me a second. I need to figure out myself first.
When I've split out of relationships, I'm that type of guy where, you know, I just self-wallow. Why does my heart keep on beating? And it takes me a while before I actually know that I'm ready, but I'm feeling like, oh, I can't deal with this, the hassle. Because remember, you sit there and go, the heart's not supposed to feel pain, but when you break up, it actually does. Like, oh. So I feel like I have to be emotionally and physically ready to start dating. And
so let me do this. I gotta get a specialist to help out with this. So none other than the doctor of love himself, the magic of heartbreak, the man, the myth, the healer of love, Big Mike.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, Mike? The relationship guru.
Finally got off work, was able to join. I've been listening the whole time, though, man. Great show, you guys. Great show.
You know, Wayne, you know why? Do you know why he's a healer of love? He's got a great voice. That's the point.
Yeah, so maybe that's it.
So if we got the healer of love, we gotta have the doctrine of I don't know what I could do with that one. Sorry, I totally failed. Well, anyway, let's have the great one, none other than my guy, my brother from another brother, my little big brother.
My brother from another brother. Oh my God.
Jimenez, the guy who
flag on the play.
Dave, what's up? Hi.
What's going on?
Hey, Dave, explain
Davey Pockets.
Both your ex-wife and new wife while you was in prison.
Yeah, because they well, my wife is here now, so yeah, she worked in a classification.
Hold on, how many years did
Sandie,
you do in
thank
prison?
you.
How many years did you do in prison?
This year makes 17.
You was in prison for 17 years?
Well, this year makes 17. I should say like them, 17 in the wake up. You know.
Listen, Dave, you gotta clarify that, man. You make it sound like you was in prison.
Well, I'm a correction officer. I mean, NJDOC, stand up. You know.
See, when I read the message,
that's what we do.
I thought you had an ex-wife outside, and inside the prison, you were someone's wifey husband. That's what I thought.
No.
Nah.
Yo, Hoults.
So, Mike, what's up?
Nah, dog.
What's up,
Big Mike? What's up, homie?
Oh, what's up, Dave? How you, bro? I good seeing you, bro.
I'm chilling, man. Chilling.
Hey,
I got my
man,
voice back, so I'm happy.
That's good. Hey, man, you got me on Taco Bell right now, bro. Let's see your story, man. I'm about to give me a chalupa, brother.
Everybody tried to talk about that to me. Oh man. Hey, Doc.
That's crazy. You put
jokes.
Proposed with a mild sauce. That's crazy.
Hey, my man, you know it was all I had. Hey, baby, what's going on?
Hey.
But it's cute though. I kid you not, she will forever remember and cherish that every time she go to a Taco Bell and she see that sauce packet.
I told you a story about how I proposed to you with the taco packet with the taco.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Oh, you want to be on my team? Get out
You
of
want to be
here,
on my
man."
team? You want to be on my team?
Jenny was just messing with me yesterday. She was like, "You said I love you first. You said I love you first." I was like, "No, I didn't."
Yes, you did.
Cowboy.
The question is, did she say I love you back right away? That's the question.
She did.
It didn't matter. We still here right now, Mike.
Mayne and Cowboy. When do players and hoes go to Taco Bell? Of course, they go on Tuesday because it's 2 for 1.
Hold on, I want y'all guys to answer.
Yeah.
So, Hoults, well, you're single now. Let me switch to Dave. So, Dave, just fathom it. All right. Just hypothetically, if you were single, I knew it was done for whatever reason. How long would it take you to try to have a good night And how long would it take you to actually pursue a girl to want to be in a relationship? Do you think?
How long before you hoe it, and how long before you get serious?
Well, to be honest with you, because my ex-wife and I was separated for so long, and I kind of like respected the vows the entire time that we were separated. So I decided not to mess with nobody and this, that, and the third. But as soon as I got that paper and said that my divorce was final,
Two blames oneself.
I went nuts. I went nuts. Like I just like, I was like Prince Hakeem, and I went ahead and sold my royal oats.
Okay, Dave, I gotta read. Doc Dark said
Dave needs his own show.
Said this sounds like a book. 2 wives and 1 cell.
2 wives and 1 cell. No cell. No cell.
Oh man. But Dave, time frame. Come on, man. Give me some time, man.
Well, I mean, you figure that was about 3 years.
Okay.
2-3 years. Something like that. From the time that, we were separated to the time that the divorce was final was like 2-3 years, something like that.
Right.
So then, I met this beautiful woman here. Of course, you met her, Sandie, you met her, and she swept me away. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to have nothing to do with me at first. When I tried to approach her, I tried to approach her at work, and I really wasn't trying to like come at her and say, look, I'm trying to get with you, this, that, and the third. I was just trying to get to know her. But she put it out there like, look, I ain't come here for no man. So I was like, okay, I'm just trying to get to know you,
Right.
I'm just trying to get to know you. That's all.
I'm just trying to get your badge number. That's it.
Just trying to get the badge number. That's it.
She's not even an officer. She's a civilian that worked in the classification department. So every chance I got, I kind of like dipped off and went to where she worked at and hung out with her for a little while.
Bye, Doc.
Bye. Got to know her over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So one thing led to another.
Doc said, "Here we go, planting seeds."
Let me jump in there. Y'all guys killing me. If I was single today, me and Sandie said we're done.
Here we go. You'd be out hoeing.
I just don't like to be alone. So, I might make a couple phone calls.
He's a hoe.
And, I want to make sure I'm not alone, during the weekend or something.
He would want to hoe.
But as far as a relationship.
Cowboy, you could make, because if you got on that phone, you'd be saying to these ladies, can I come over after I've done my podcast, my vlogs, my
right.
I gotta do my content first.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus.
I want to know what your line would be if you would go ahead and pursue that again. What would your lines be? That's what I want to know.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Nah, you gotta be in the cloud now.
Nah, you gotta be Stadia.
Yeah. Now you know what? If I was single though, I don't see the point of waiting forever to kind of like have some fun. I'll probably see which one of my friends want to hang out or something and go out.
Oh yeah,
have a good night, and I'll see if I meet somebody, I meet somebody. But I would be like out there flirting and stuff and seeing if anything happens. Now, as far as a relationship, I won't say I would never want a relationship, but I think I would put it out. Like I wouldn't be trying to get into anything serious for a while because my relationship was so good. I would be critiquing every woman, right? I'll be like, well, Sandie did this and Sandie did this and Sandie like that and Sandie like that. Like, what you mean you don't like wrestling? You don't watch wrestling? You don't play video games? I would have all these trying to see if I could build a bee. Could she do this and do that? So that would probably take me a while to get out of my head. Like it's more about chemistry but every time I would meet somebody, I'll probably be like hyper, I'll be wondering like, oh, do they like this? Do they like that? probably. So
That man,
Yo,
look, he'll
Ant.
go after try to find somebody, and he'll be like, "Sandy, you busy? Can I come over?"
maybe
Yo, Ant, check this out. I gotta bounce real quick. I'll be right back. All right. I'll let y'all in a little bit.
All
All right,
right.
dude.
Mike, let me hear from Mike though. Mike, so how
Bro,
long?
I don't think you better. I don't think you should ever be single. I don't think you ever gonna find another person that fits you. Honestly.
Oh my God, yeah.
Now listen, Sandy was saying all the time, "You never gonna find somebody like me." Listen, you don't know what's out there, all right? You don't know what's out there. Don't say never.
Cowboy, can you say in chat? Can you say my cloud chat up line?
You what?
My cloud. The way that you said Sony PlayStation, you said no cloud. Can you say the cloud chat up line? Just in brackets.
Hold on, what you wrote?
Yeah, say it like he was saying it as a chat up line.
All right, hold up. Don't let me say that. Don't use cloud. I'm gonna take you to the clouds. So I'd be like, listen, baby, you don't lose. Hold up, don't use clouds. I'm gonna take you to the clouds.
Yeah, and she's like, what? Cloud 9? And you go, no, baby, Stadia.
Stadia.
Sounds so smooth, just saying it. Like, yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
And she gonna be like, "What the hell is Stadia?"
She was like, "Get the hell out of my face with all that." The hell.
Hey, I'm just saying. He said, "Yo, Sandy, right? How you gonna admit you got them on deck?" I mean, I didn't say all that. I'm just
No,
saying.
he said he would go out with some friends, and if he met somebody, he met somebody. I think he meant, like, the way you said it, it almost sounded like you were gonna meet up with a friend and y'all was gonna do something. Like you was gonna meet a girl that was your friend and hook up with them.
I'll go through the phone book. I mean, the thing
The phone book.
like,
Not the phone book.
Flag on the play.
I feel like women often, not on intentionally, but we was talking earlier about the friend zone. I feel like women, if a woman became single, she probably got a couple people she could call. She like, you know what, dude like me. I know dude like me. Oh yeah, he liked me.
Yeah.
Right. But guys is kind of like we
What?
kind of
Women would assume that.
We tend to burn bridges.
Yeah, we tend to burn bridges. Like guys kind of like it kind of be over and over and the girl hate us and then we moved on with somebody else. But that's like, damn.
But that's the smart way, isn't it? Because if we're really interested and she's our friend, we've got like chemistry that I think that for a lot of men, we go, okay, we want her to be our girlfriend. It's their decision as well. But in the end, when they go, I feel like sometimes we're too emotional that we have to step back and say, I can't be friends anymore because I'm getting too attached.
Yeah, we actually brought that up last Thursday. Remember Sandy and Sandy?
Yeah.
Talking about if you're in a relationship and you meet the girl at work, right? And let's say it's a cute girl at work, she's like what you like. You start to realize like she could be relationship material. You're like, yo, you got to separate yourself because you already got something, you know?
Yeah.
So I think Hoults, we kind of was talking about something like that.
It's like that saying they say the grass ain't always greener on the other side. You just seeing what you want to see for the moment, and you don't know what the long run is. So if you already got something good at home, you need to put a stop to it.
So again, guys, this is the King of Content show. We could talk whatever. We did a whole episode last week called Sex Talk. Like we was legit, talked about everything. So for me, I feel like I will feel stupid, right, if I end up stepping out and then it ain't even as good as it at home. I'll be like, damn, I did that for that. So
yeah, Eric, you know it's cold when I see you on a coat.
But Mike, hold up, you didn't answer the question, Mike. So if you were gonna be, let's say you got out of something serious, how long would it take you to try to get into something, and how long would it take you to try to pursue something to become serious?
I mean, it really depends on how serious that last situation affected me.
Okay.
I don't think it's a set, time or day. Obviously, like you said, you don't want to be lonely and you want to have things to do. But as far as something serious though, like I feel like you should take some time, like a little bit. Now, it's going on, like you said, having fun, having a person to hang out with, do things with, you could do that within a week or two. You know what I mean? That's whatever. But as far as something serious, I think you should take it because you like you just said, you said it yourself, you're gonna always be comparing them to Sandie, right? So for a while, at least. So that comparison will be there for a little while. So you probably shouldn't go into something serious that quick, I would say. So.
No, that's a good point. Yeah. yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess, you know, it gets cold and lonely sometimes. So, you
I
know.
think yeah, you had some friends hang out with, do things with, and that could lead to something serious possibly.
Right.
But I think to say like, you know, I want to get back in a relationship very quickly, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I got a divorce, I got a divorce on March 29th, right? And I had a bunch of girls like, yo, we should be in a relationship. I'm like, relationship? Listen, I'm riding the whole summer out until before I get into a relationship. And I did, man. I just had a lot of fun that summer.
And you know what? A lot of people in relationships love doing that, don't they? They say when we're not serious, no strings attached, friends with benefits. And they don't actually realize that weeks, months go by and they actually are dating. And they still think it's a bit of fun and game.
So what I like to say to Hoults, if we didn't have that conversation, I don't care what I did. Hey, Mike, you remember we used to have these conversations. Sometimes guys do that. They give the girl everything that you would do in a relationship, and then they be like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship. And the girl be like, yo, but you misled me. I feel like, listen, there's a thin line. If you didn't hear me say we're in a relationship, I don't give a damn what I did for you.
She's like, you stayed over at mine at Christmas, you met the parents.
Well,
doesn't matter.
No, all right. So because I've been in this situation recently, no, it's not that the guy, it's not that you guys had a conversation. It was like, no, I don't want a relationship. No, don't treat our friendship as if we're in a relationship if that's not what you want.
That's not what Anthony believes, though.
Hey,
Anthony believed if it wasn't like said, it doesn't matter at this point.
For real, because
no. Listen, you ain't about to sit here and be like, I don't want a relationship, but then you're taking me out on dates. You got me staying at your house for days on end. Like, nah, don't nobody want just someone around them for that much time and don't want nothing.
Every day, Cowboy, he's like doing like his vows. Do you want to be my boyfriend? I do. He's like using it as like.
Hey, let me say something, right? Hey, Hoults, how many times did you go to the store, right? Let's say Best Buy. You're like, yo, they let you watch the TV. They let you play the little games and all that.
Wow, you comparing like talking to somebody at Best Buy.
Do you know what? I'm not comparing women to try you buy electronics. That's a whole. I'm not going there. I'm not taking myself on that level.
Like what? No, but then here's the thing, right? And then like the roles switch when you're now that person that's like, I don't want a relationship. And now they're like, oh, well, so we should talk about being in a relationship. No, pause. You ain't want that in the beginning. It's going to stay like that now. There is no, now that I lose feelings, you want to catch feelings and you think it's going to go the way you want it to go. Like, that's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just feel like everybody should be accountable. You're adults, right? Like, how are you going to, like, well, he did this and this, so he my man. Well, hold on. We ain't never had that conversation. How you just going to assume that?
If you're intimate, cuddling, calling people babe, taking them on dates, no matter what you're dating, no matter you haven't said it.
No, we dating when we had that conversation. Because I like
you did with your body and your way you act.
I like
listen, I've been through this with him for so long. Sandie, remember this conversation on the way to the I tried to tell him. He didn't listen to me. So.
Nah, I hate because they're gonna be a sad individual. I had a man ask me. Girl was like, oh.
Listen, if you don't want the relationship, right, and you just want to have fun or whatever, then stop doing it with one person.
No, hold on. That's why they tell the girl.
Go have fun with multiple people then. If you're single and don't want to be committed.
That's why women are not supposed to give away the milk because they ain't trying to buy the cow. That's on y'all. Don't be giving it away.
Don't keep taking it then if you don't want nothing serious.
No, but listen. It's on each. Hear me out. No, hear me out. This is what y'all don't get. It's on each grown person to protect theyself from hurt, from everything. So if you're just going to give away everything without no actual commitment, without somebody saying, okay, I agree. Like that's like we just married. I ain't hear no I do.
Yeah, but it's not just your perception. It's your friends and family that go, oh, he's dating that girl.
That's
been happening for months, and they go, oh, she's lovely.
That's a girl problem.
Imagine going back home and then your parents say, oh, your girlfriend's loving you. Like, she's just the friend to sleep with. Your parents,
Mike, we've already been through this with Cowboy.
So
there's no convincing him that it's another way around.
No,
if I understand this correctly, I think I summed up. I can sum up everybody watching right now. What kind of person Cowboy is? Cowboy is the guy who will go in the bathroom with a bathroom attendant. He will use the bathroom walk to the attendant, take the mint or whatever that's being offered, and then say, "Get that hand out of my face. I ain't paying you shit," and walk right up out of there. That's pretty much how it would be.
So
to be fair, in the bathroom, it's not, a sign doesn't say you have to tip, right? It doesn't say that, but you tipping out of the kindness of your heart, right? So there might be times you go to the bathroom, you don't have that money in your pocket. Maybe all you had was the money when you came in. So it is what it is. But that's the kindness of your heart. My thing is this: I'm an old fashioned. I want you to look me in the eyes, and I'm gonna shake your hand on the deal. If we ain't shake our hands on that deal, you can't just all of a sudden be like, "Wait a minute, I thought that was mine." How? Well, I thought you gave it to me. How do you see that I gave it to you? But we was doing it together. We ain't never shaking it.
I'm Cowboy's walking around now, scared to handshake people just in case.
Right.
No, for real, man. I feel like the world is. I feel like it's a lot of trickery out there, right? And I feel like
you should be held accountable for being and spending that much time with one person. If you don't want commitment either, you should move on.
I would feel hurt if I was with a girl and she was saying exactly the same. It's tongue in cheek. It's no string attached. And then after 6 months, she just went by, and I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't want to say nothing because I thought."
Mike, we did have a level to it. That 6 months, that's different. Now, I'm not saying all that, but because here's the thing, Hoults. Before 6 months, after a month, you should have had some type of conversation, right? Now, this is what I find used to happen to me. I'll say from day one, right? I don't want a relationship. I'm just trying to have fun. Girls say, "Oh, I'm cool. I can handle it." Then 3 weeks later, "Oh, do you want to date?" I'm like, "No, I don't want a relationship." "Oh, you leading me on." I'm leading you on, and I told you. But like, that's not fair. So my thing is this: if I tell you one thing, that's what it is. Now, if that thing changes, I'm gonna have that conversation with you. But I feel like it's unfair to just put that on me and be like,
you know what I told him? I told him he's not taking into consideration the female's emotions in the scenario, right?
You're an adult. Yeah. I have nothing to do with that. That sounds like your mom should have taught you some common sense or something. That's a personal problem.
I can imagine Cowboy just standing in front of a woman and saying, "Well, we've been dating for 4 weeks," and he's like, "No, your mum should have given you common sense, girl."
I'm just saying, Hoults is real though. Like, that's how right? Like, you my man. Since when? Well, you came and met my mom, and like, what does this look like? Like,
why would you have to meet your mom? Listen, man, it's saying called doing too much. If you're taking her on dates, have her meeting people, spend all time with her, you're doing too much at that point. Like, I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, I'm just being real. Some people just don't like it. That's not my fault.
It's funny because when this came brought up, I said, I know your mindset already, so it cracks me up.
Now we had a long talk about it, but no, because I feel like it's not fair that a woman or a man would challenge you and say, "No, we are dating," because.
But let me ask you this though. You don't have perception or foresight to see, like, I think she might feel like we're more than what we are. So let me try to clarify this for her.
No, you know what I mean? I said in the beginning, what do you mean? The clarification was there from day one. I don't.
Okay.
He's saying that if you sensed that was the question coming up in advance, why didn't you actually go, "Okay, whoa, slow the horses down"?
Because I love transparency. When again, the situation. This girl I dated for we messed around for the summer. That summer, the year I got divorced, right? And in the beginning, I said, "I'm not looking to get in a relationship." She was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I can handle that," right? And I said, "Cool." So she was like, "But are you looking to eventually get in a relationship?" So listen, by the end of the summer, September, maybe I feel like that would be enough time for me, right? So we start doing whatever. What you think? 3 weeks later, I said, "No, I'm not looking for a relationship right now." She was like, "All right, cool." Then eventually we got to the point she was like, the Sandie kind of came up, the whole thing. She was like, "Is there anything that will bother me?" I said, "I mean, when I was married, I used to like some girl, but I got divorced and she's in a relationship." She was like, "Wait, so what happened if she was single?" I said, "I can't answer that question because she's not single." She got pissed off and didn't want to talk to me no more. I was like, "Cool." So then she was like, "All right, cool, let's start talking again." I was like, "Listen, if you can handle it." She was like, "Yeah." I said, "All right, cool, let's whatever." So
Lena's leaving.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys. My goddaughter's mom's water just broke. So bye, guys.
Oh, bye.
So I feel like it's unfair
she was telling my friend's wife, like, "Oh, Anthony led me on." I was like, "How I lead her on?"
Bro, that second time, you should have never came back because you already knew what her feelings were for you.
But listen, I liked what I liked. It was cool. It was, we was hanging.
I can just see Cowboy. I'm trying before I buy, and I've got a 28-day return window.
Hey, look, my man Doc said Cowboy speaking facts. Just saying, man.
He said that way earlier.
No, it's still got to do with it. All right, let me catch up with this. And if that cow don't give milk to the whole town, it doesn't taste as sweet. Oh man. Hey, listen.
Doc said, "Read my shit, Cowboy or Sandie or Lena, please. I'm killing it out here. LOL." Pro said the restroom is the last place I'm shaking anyone's hand.
Hey, for real.
And then Doc said, "Cowboy needs to stop talking."
Yeah, Winstar, tell Doc, you need to jump in, man. But what I want to do though is I do a lot of gaming, man. But so we typically talk about a lot of this stuff on Thursday nights. My wife and I at Sandie Anthony show, but I do want to start doing this more often where I love gaming, but I love having conversations with gamers. Like me and Hoults talk about a lot of different stuff. And it's cool to be like, "Oh, you like that too?" Because we only talk about video games. So I think this is some, good topics. And Mike and I, we talk about everything in the whole world. But
yeah, we're about to have another show. We definitely got to have one. I think maybe this week, maybe this Sunday.
We don't got nothing scheduled for this Sunday. We should.
We don't. I think it's a good time to do it, honestly. So
yeah.
I think that's actually a good idea to do stuff like this though, because I think what it does is it shows other people that we're not just content creators too. We're people. So we also have other interests and other things that we like to talk about as well. So it's good to be able to break out of those, I guess you could say those boxes that some people might put us in.
Yeah, and especially for me, like Ace came on the Sandie Anthony show a couple times, and I get the bad rap in the Stadia community. Oh, he's the bad guy. He's always trash talking. Listen, man, it's entertainment for me. I like to have fun. But Ace came on the Sandie Anthony show before. He was like, "Oh, this guy actually got a heart. I thought he was just some a-hole." I'm like, "Yo, man." But listen, I'm making content. I'm being, I'm a wrestling fan. I throw my cowboy hat on. I make my trash talk videos. But if you do watch stuff like this, you're like, oh, you could kind of get see the personality of the real person and not just, because for me, I always say it, I'm here to entertain. Like, that's my thing, right? Some other content creators are, they're kind of doing a little bit of like journalism or whatever. They're game streamers. Listen, I put the cowboy hat on, I get in front of the camera, and I like to trash talk a little bit. I want to enjoy it just as much as I want people to watch and enjoy it. But some people take everything I say or my animated part of me, and they feel like, dude, he's a real a-hole. And I feel like, what I said kind of was like, I did mean it, but I probably didn't need to hype it up that way. But dude, it was fun.
I think that
Cowboy,
there's one saying that comes to mind. There's a saying really quick. There's a saying that comes to mind that I heard from Nina Simone. She says that if I offend you, that's a you problem. So it's one of those things sometimes that you have to, I like the way you approach that, because sometimes that's what it is. And people are free to come and go and agree or disagree as they please.
That's true. Well, and that's my thing with the relationship thing. So you just said, if I offend you, that's you problem. If I'm talking to this girl and she's like, I thought we was dating. I never said that was a you problem. No, for real, it's the same thing.
Gray area.
What you was gonna say?
I'm happy you're not dating anymore. For all the women out here, I'm happy you're not dating anymore for their sake.
I don't even know what dating would be like now. I never been in the virtual dating and all that stuff. I'll probably be the one getting messed. The girls nowadays, they probably be like, "You liked me? That was just McDonald's, and I gave you some."
That's true. Women are savages now. It's a different look.
But I thought you liked me. Like, what gave you that impression? You let me meet your mom, and I stayed the night. They'd be like, and I'd be like, damn, I'm out of it.
Yeah.
People these days sending emojis or sending they probably send the Chucky meme. They'd be like, get the hint. Look, there's winners and there's losers. There you go.
Hey, Mike, you see what Doc said? He said, "Big Mike, I'm with Cowboy."
I see what he said. Yeah.
Listen, some things got to be said. Yo, what's up going on, Brandon? I hope everything going good with your family, man. Anyway, guys, let's cut this thing. We'll give it like 15 more minutes. I don't want to keep everybody that long. But Mayne, I want to say this. I thank you for coming on. Like I said, you was like, bro, I'll come on, and I appreciate it. Mike, listen, I know Mike, you was like, why are you so early? But this is typically when I'm doing content, like Hoults know. 5:30,
I got you.
I'm always, because that way I could get
That's
home.
cool. I was able to listen. So that's cool.
Yeah. So 5:30s work for me because I could get home, get it in for like a little, hour or 2 or 3 or something, and then I cut this off, and then me and Sandie, we chill or whatever. But yeah, I definitely want to start doing more of this non-gaming stuff, and I always put the link in so everybody's invited. But before we end it, let me just and we could talk a little bit more. But Mayne, tell everybody about your content and how they can find you and all that good stuff, man.
Oh man, well I'm on Twitch at twitchofcourse.tv/Mayne_Games. I stream there, both there and on YouTube. YouTube is just Mayne Games, just space, no underscore. You can find me there. I do all kinds of content. I try to do my best to motivate potential streamers and other people who are looking to get into the field. And my motto is I help you pursue your passion with purpose. So just try to help people get more acclimated with that, be more mindful of what to do, and just to be more encouraging and motivational. And as far as that, also in addition to that, I do all kinds of, whether it's live stream, let's plays, all sorts of different things. So those are the places you can find me at, and also a Twitter at Mayne_Game.
Do you know what, Mayne? I've just checked your YouTube, man. Final Fantasy 7R and Scarlet Nexus. I'll be dropping into them live streams next time you progress.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, Mayne, hold on, Mayne. You know I gotta do this to you, Mayne.
What's up?
Now, the word on the street is you and Windstar have a battle.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think you could only one up them if you just give us just like one bar, bro, live.
Oh my god.
That could have been auto tune. We don't know if that was really you singing on them videos.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll do this right here. Here we go. If I could forget her, I would. Please believe me. And if I should throw the towel in, but it's not that easy. Hey, you treated me so much better than her. And if I was saying there'd be no competition, but I'm in love with someone else. Boom.
Woo! Hey, look, and Windstar is watching. Windstar, you gotta bring it now. Windstar, you gotta bring
correct,
it,
bro.
Okay. So now I know how you got your wife. It wasn't a taco song. It was the singer that got your wife. I see.
Yeah. Tough, man. Hey, BigMike, let the people know where they can find you, man.
Man, I'm going to he said my partner BigMike and Little Ant. We have a channel, BigMike and Little Ant channel. We also just started what's called a comic cinema crew. We talk about comic films and cinema, everything that comes out. I also got a football show called Beyond the Trenches on Tuesdays. Half Court Trap I do on Wednesdays. And sometimes I'm on Josh Waring, who was in the chat. I'm on his channel called the Josh Waring channel. So I'm everywhere, man. You can see.
Hey,
so this week I'll be talking about the book of...
Tell them you do fantasy football and all that.
That is football. This week I'm talking about the book of Boba Fett. I review that every week because that's out, the Star Wars show. So I'm if you want to check it out, Mayne, definitely, anytime.
Yeah, I gotta catch. I missed the first episode. I gotta catch up, man. I'm a big
catch up.
Big fan of it.
Watch our reviews, man. You can even come on if you want to, man. Let me know, stuff like that. So
I'm down. Consider accepted.
Yeah, I tuned in. You speaking about Hawkeye and your take on.
What's your what's your IG, man? I hit you up with something. Yeah, Instagram.
My IG is Mayne_Games, man.
Mayne_Games.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
MAYNE.
All right. I'm gonna hit you to come on the show, bro.
Absolutely, I'll be there.
Sandie
all right, cool, man.
Tell the people when they can find you, Sandie Beachez.
On And Now Your Mama Knows, King of Content. I'm always on his channel Tuesdays and Thursdays.
There you go. And my man Dave, tell the people what prison you be locking people up in.
Well, I used to work at Craft, which was Central Reception Assignment Facility, which was basically the first stop when you get out of the county and you go to the state. You got to come to Craft. But now Craft shut down. So I'm in the Adult Diagnostic and Treatment Center, and that's where all the kitty touches be at.
Damn.
So I gotta be real careful that they don't go hunt little Ant down, and try to touch on that little kid right there.
Yeah, Dave. When you invite us back over, man? When we coming back over?
Huh?
When we coming back over, man?
I don't know. I mean, sooner than later. I hope. I still got to give you your Christmas present, bro.
Listen, let's make it happen soon, man. Hey, Hoults, I know right now, currently, you're not. Are you planning on doing any content on your channel or anything?
I've got my avatar there. I've just bought Melon. I've got Rocks have said, check Melon out. This streaming app. It's by the makers of Streamlabs and stuff like that. He's done an offer like $100 for the lifetime subscription.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I have to jump on that. Stretched it over a few payments on PayPal, and was like, oh, I might actually start diving in. But Cowboy keeps on dropping links left, right, and centre. I'm like, I might as well just be sub part of the king of content at this rate.
Damn, man. So Hoults, let me know how Melon is, because he told me about it also. And you use StreamYards before, right?
Yeah, StreamYard's been on the CGX panel and that. We use StreamYards.
Okay, so let me know what's your thoughts, because $100 for lifetime is ridiculous, but I paid for this for a year, and I just feel like I don't want to. I mean, a lifetime, but I don't want to jump if I feel like. I mean, they look similar, but I just want to make sure it's
There's a return window. I think there's a 60-day money back guarantee or something. So it depends how you want to see. I know Mr. 4K Upscale and Brendan, that was in chat before.
Right.
They were just doing a podcast and they use Melon. So I'm starting to hear more creators using the
Yeah,
word.
but you know what I'm thinking though, Hoults? I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it's some type of network marketing thing. I feel like, because when Rock told me right before that, Duncan told me. I'm sorry, I'm telling all this stuff, but it is what it is. And I'm like, why would different people trying to help people sign up? I almost feel like maybe the company said, listen, the more people you get, we'll give you a kickback. So I won't go crazy.
Like a referral system and all that.
Yeah, something like it got to be something. It's just everybody's using it right now. And $100 for a lifetime, like, wait, what? It's like crackhead deal. Now, so if it's good, then that's an amazing. Like, this thing is good. I love it, right? And they're doing the 1080p version, so that's better than this. But
I tell them, like, I use it too to stream it. We do the same time we can stream. It's crazy.
Yeah, me and Mike use it. Mike be doing his football shows as I'm doing these shows. Same time. So
it's pretty awesome.
They're all like, come and get your melon, everyone. Come and get your melon.
I don't know. Let me ask you guys this question. If we do, I wanna keep this thing going. So we talked about relationship today. Do you guys got a topic y'all would like to throw in the hat, and we have a stab at it around the same time?
All right, I'm getting off because my phone is dying.
Yeah, I gotta get up too, bro. But hey, Mayne,
right,
I sent you a friend
bye.
request, bro. Already, so.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. I'll accept it, man. We good.
All right, man. I'll talk to you. All right, Ed. Holla at you, bro.
All
right.
For me, I don't. As far as the topic that we could discuss next, the next topic we can discuss, I don't know, man. There's a lot. Honestly, man. Even if it's not something that I could even give a suggestion for as far as the topic, I'm sure that whatever we decide on, I'll have something to say. I'm sure.
All right, I love it, man. I love it. And Hoults, I know Hoults is my guy, man. Me and Hoults anything.
Do you know what, Cowboy? When I seen like the sex conversation, I was like, I was going to jump in, but I just couldn't be bothered setting up. And then I seen this one, I was like, okay, I was playing Dark Sides, I was on stage, and I was like, do you know what, let me just get to the checkpoint and I'll jump in. So in the end, I'm up for speaking about anything, any topic. So it's good. It's just good to get different people's opinions or takes on life. There's no right or wrong. It's the way life is.
Absolutely.
So it'll be good to hear anyone's take on any subject.
Absolutely.
But yeah, when we talked about the sex one, Mayne, it was like we really wanted to explore. So what we talked about was the mentality of sex. Like what we started off with saying is you could have a mother and a husband and wife, and they could be together for however long, right? And they could have a lot of, they're wealthy, got a great household. He's a great dad, great mom, and one night of indiscretion. Doesn't matter which sex, right? Male or female, whoever did it. But because sex is so that's the one where you got to be like, I got to think about it. If you find out your spouse got a gambling habit, you might be like, all right, we got to work through this, right? You find out a lot of stuff, but sex is the one thing you like, hold up. And so we were just exploring that. You know what I'm saying, Dave? It's like, hold on, we can always get through anything, but if your spouse loves somebody else, it's like, so we was just exploring why is sex so powerful compared to other stuff. It was a real good talk.
That's actually, that'd be one, man, if we ever have that conversation again, I'm sure I would have a lot of interesting or people say some stuff about it, because
I would like to cover it again, because I was watching Law and Order over the weekend, and here was a great example. So people are like, well, they cheated. But it was a husband who was pretty much go to where Dave work at. He was his parole officer was a woman, and she forced him to sleep with her. So he ended up, telling his wife, and she was like, yo, you cheated. And then her brother worked where her brother was law enforcement. He's like, technically that's not cheating. She couldn't see it any otherwise. So that's a great thing. It's like the guy, because you just figured, nah, he had to enjoy it. But either way, she forced him, and she was like, oh,
he was assaulted.
So, but
force. What did he do? And what did he plead the fifth? It was force. I'm not saying that.
But because sex is literally like one of the end all be all things on a daily basis. Like that will be the difference maker between good or bad on a daily basis in almost every household. Like it was
true. It's true.
Yeah.
It stopped everything in its tracks.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
tough. It's crazy too, because I'm reading this book right now, and about in the book it talks about the differences between how we view sex now versus how it was viewed by the Egyptians and everybody else back then. And how it like, for instance, if you saw a piece of art with a penis on it, right, like a dick on it, us now would be like, oh my God, like this is crazy, it's perverted. Well, they saw the human body and sex in general totally different, so different, that it represented a whole different kind of I guess you could say a different paradigm or different philosophies than we are used to thinking now. So that's actually interesting, to be an interesting conversation to have again, because I think that from what I'm reading, there's some input that I might have that may be a little bit different.
Especially with your insight, that would be cool. Like we had, it was me, my wife, my friend Lisa, and Suave. It was the four of us in the chat. But and Hoults just told you he chickened out. So Hoults, you might have to give you a second chance.
That's it. I mean, how can you come across when Suave was on there? He was like so time management, so constructive, and I was like, I want to just have a bit of fun, a bit of humor, see where it was going. I can just see Suave going, Hoults, back to the question. I was like, no.
Hoults like, well, listen. If you had two balls and you had one, we'd be like, Hoults, what are you doing, man? Like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
So I feel sometimes I can go off on a tangent and come back, and then I can just see it. So I was like, I'll see how they're speaking first, and then the more people that joined, the more I felt, well, I'm not jumping on.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Well, I'll definitely let you guys know like ahead of time. I typically stream pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So, and I'm doing it all depends on what I kind of like just see where it goes. But I do want to have more of these. And I don't want to say less gaming, but this is cool, man. You know what I'm saying? We're all gonna game regardless. But I love these talks because my boy Dave, he's not really big on gaming right now, And but so if I was gaming, he would have never jumped in here. He always jump in the chat. What's up, my brother? But I get to have him to come in here.
Yeah, after losing John Madden, it kind of made me want to say, you know what? I gotta go ahead and buy a Madden game and just pay tribute to the man,
right?
Because
come
to find out, he was the first broadcaster hired by Fox for sports, And when I found that out, it made a lot of sense because you hear John Madden's voice, you know exactly who that is.
Oh yeah. Play again.
It's like all you got to do is hear his voice, and you like, yep, that's John Madden. Yep. But he knows his football, and it's sad that we lost him, but it is what it is. It is what it is. They made a tribute to him, and then like 2 days later he passed. They made a tribute to Betty White.
Yeah.
2 days later she passed, which is crazy. She was a couple of weeks away from her 100th birthday.
Yeah, 17 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, I'm really into like sports games and Ghost Recon every once in a while and things of that nature. I've played Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, God of War, stuff like that. I can't do the Call of Duty where all you see is the gun type stuff. I don't like the first person shooter.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I like to see the whole person.
Yeah,
that's why I was a big fan of Tomb Raider and God of War, because you get to see the whole person. So
yeah, good stuff, man. All right, guys. Well, look, we at 2.5 hours. This was awesome. Again, Mayne, thank you so much, man. Like I said, you from day one, you was like, bro, I'll jump on, and that was cool. Hoults, you're always my ride or die, man. So I appreciate you, man. And also, I love when you come on because you give us a perspective, because we're all from the United States, and most people are from the United States. And Hoults is, I could count on it. Hoults is that guy that's gonna come from a different perspective, or at least
from the UK perspective, yeah. So
yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. And Dave, thanks for coming on. And Dave, hopefully, you when you're free, you could come on more, And I'll try to have more stuff to feel a part of,
Absolutely. I'm about to go inside right now and get on that Cobra Kai. I'm about to get on that right now. I already watched the Boba Fett. I'm waiting for the next episode, but I'm about to get on that Cobra Kai right now as soon as I get off.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this, Dave. Somebody said to me yesterday, bro, why you don't do a wrestling podcast? I said, bro, I did one episode. I got it in the chamber. I got to do it again. So
yeah, we definitely do.
Up soon.
We definitely do.
So
because I tell you, I would tell you like this: Vince McMahon is senile.
Let me tell you something right now, bro. I am a lifelong wrestling fan, and I would love, man. Listen, I've been watching. I still have SummerSlam '92 on VHS, bro. Like, I'm a fan, bro, and I watch both AEW, New Japan, WWE. I watch them.
You just watched day one?
I did watch day one, and I'm upset at how they did my boy Big E once again.
Yeah,
like Kofi got done.
Well, listen. Then we got to. So
don't get me started.
We're fans. So when
Brock Lesnar's a bum.
When I get off this, we're gonna watch Raw. But man, okay, I'm all right, Dave. I'm gonna be hitting you, Dave. What's your schedule usually like?
Well, I work 6 to 2 every day. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday, so I got to get back to my Friday, Saturday off. It's just gonna take time because I'm at a new jail. I got to get my time in.
Let me ask y'all this: would y'all be interested in doing a wrestling podcast? An episode. Not saying not saying y'all signing up.
Pilot.
Yeah, I already did one episode.
Okay.
Ago, and a buddy of mine, he came up with the name. I thought it was clever, but he didn't want to do it anymore. I said, bro, do you mind if I use the name or not? He was like, you can keep it. So it's promos and pyros. So we got Batista on there with explosions in the background. So
that's nice.
So would you guys want to join me as guests this Wednesday, and we could discuss what's going on in wrestling?
Absolutely.
Pay-per-view, whatever happens.
Absolutely.
So Wednesday at 5:30. Is that good? Wednesday at 5:30?
I'm in.
Absolutely.
Consider it done.
Cool.
And Brock Lesnar is a bum. I'm telling you now.
All right, well, save it for Wednesday.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I was at WrestleMania 1.
Wow.
I was there. I wasn't in the arena, but I was in the stadium where they usually have the Slammy Awards and the Hall of Fame ceremony and things of that nature. I was there. I was
That's
there.
dope,
I did
man.
the same thing when Hulk Hogan fought Andre the Giant. I was watching it on closed circuit television at the
Yo.
time. So I've been a wrestling fan since I was 3 years old, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
45 going on
We're gonna have a
46.
good time.
Yeah.
We're
So
gonna have a good
I'm
time.
gonna
there's a lot of
and I'm gonna
a
send
lot
you
of
all the
a
links.
lot of knowledge between Anthony and myself. You know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of knowledge between us because Anthony's been a wrestling fan for a very long time, and so have I.
Yeah.
So
What's cool is if we could get the AEW side because I don't watch AEW. So that's
And I
oh
do. So
man,
that'll
you
be
gotta get
that'll be
into
dope.
that, bro. You gotta
Oh,
get
yeah.
into that,
Yeah,
bro.
listen, we'll talk.
We got to watch an episode once with you. We all got to get and do a live, some kind of reaction video with us two and you watching for the first time.
And you gotta see Jade, bro. Like
Come
you want
on,
to
bro.
talk about all these female wrestlers and everything, you gotta see Jade
I don't even know
because she will seriously put them all to shame, bro. If they was to
Jade Cargill.
snatch her up and put her into WWE, she would put everyone, including
my girl Bianca Belair.
that's my girl too. That's my girl too.
Mine
But
too.
if Jade was to come to WWE, bro, I'm trying to tell you, she's like a sexy black China. If China was a good wrestler and she was dominant, but she was actually sexy, because China always looked like a man. I don't care how much, plastic surgery she did or whatever. China always looked like a man. But she is the black China, bro. I'm telling you.
Here's stuff on here. Wednesday, we're gonna pull up pictures, clips. We're gonna do it all.
Let's do it.
No doubt.
What I was
No
going to
doubt.
say, before I go, I'm actually going to jump into Jeff's stream for the Stadia Bass community. He's going to stream, isn't he? So I'm going to watch.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
So I'll catch you guys next time. It's great meeting you all, and I'll drop in anytime and say hi.
You,
and definitely, Mayne, I'll definitely pop in to see Scarlet Nexus and Final Fantasy next time you're on.
Appreciate that.
Hit that notification because such great games. And nice meeting you guys. And until next time.
All right, Hoults.
All right, Hoults.
Later.
So guys, Hoults does have a point. You guys could check out my guy Jeff the Great right now, and he's streaming his Monday night stream. I did tweet it out earlier, so if you go to my Twitter page, it's on there. Let's see, what did he say? Bruce asked if there was, I think it's 2 episodes of Bubba Fett out now, right? Correct? Yes, 2 episodes. So let me see what Winstar said. Oh, he just watched the Karate Kid Part 2. What? Oh, Cobra Kai 2. My bad, Cobra Kai.
Yeah, he's trying to catch up. He's watching Karate Kid 2, so you can catch up and watch Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because Karate Kid 2, that's like that was a long time ago.
Back there. Yeah.
And it's crazy because Ralph Macchio still looks like he's in his 30s, and the dude is pushing 60.
That's cool.
It's crazy. It's
cool,
crazy.
Man. All right, guys. Look, Wednesday, 5:30 Eastern. Let's do this thing. Let's throw it all out there. We'll recap wrestling, what it means to us, bring it full circle, and what's going on currently. And Dave, you know we're gonna be arguing. So let's get ready.
Should I wear my referee shirt?
But hey, you might need to. Me and Dave gonna go in. We're gonna go in.
Sure, I might wear my Rock jersey. Well, we met.
My
the
guy,
way we met.
Freaking Rollins. I might have to have, we'll see what I'm gonna throw on. But yeah, for Dave, you have to throw on the Brahma Bull.
I gotta look for it, honestly. I gotta find it.
Yeah, I'll put something.
It's somewhere.
Hey, you got something you can throw on?
Yeah, I actually have a WrestleMania 3 shirt. I actually have. I can wear. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna do it. All right, well, look, I want to thank Mayne once again, bro. Thank you. I'm glad we I talked to you a while back, and I was like, yo, he's a good dude, So this is
appreciate that, man.
I love energy, man. It's a lot of great people out there, and I just love to connect with people and do stuff. And if you do anything on your channel, let me know, man. I'm the guy that I want to collaborate with everybody. Like, I don't need everything to be on my channel. I'll be on anybody's channel. So you just say the word.
Appreciate
man.
that.
I'm there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Definitely. All right, guys, I'm gonna roll my outro. The music was made by my guy Bruce Campbell. And then I'm gonna see you guys on Wednesday. And Dave, I'll be talking to you, and Mayne, I'll talk to you on Twitter.
Absolutely.
All right, peace, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.